G'day everyone. We're just getting ready for the Maiden final. I'll be with you in a minute. Probably have Travis Scott walking around the crowd with this little camera. So he can interview people like Joe Spicer and whoever else he finds in the crowd. We'll be back, we'll be going pretty soon with the Maiden final.
How much do you want? Yeah, but I need to buy food tomorrow.
Anyone else wanting any more tickets? We give away, this is free money. It's 16 months water.
Yeah, when I say tomorrow, I don't have any money. I'm hungry. You spent all the money.
Line's getting short, guys, so time to come up with your $2 or any more. I think we might be on our last book, guys, so if you want to come up with your $2 coin.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen it like this 27. I don't think we've seen it 27 months. No, you really pulled off. But it's only going down to like 7 or something. Yeah, I did say it. Yeah, especially when months. Actually, no, he's in a swag over there. He's over there with them, but he's in this little swag set up. He's got the bands out there. One of the bands outside is not like Marcus Taylor. Oh, I was going to say, I was like, no, Marcus Taylor. And I said to him, there's a black one. I'll just put another jump on you. Actually, I was getting cold in the house. Joe goes, I actually clear another 2 minutes. Actually, all my winter. Oh, you go.
Step up, guys. Roll up, roll up.
Yeah. I want one long one. Oh, no. No, I don't know. Just long sleeve and long pants. So you go through the gym, you turn left, and there's a bathroom. Not the first part, it's all right.
I just wanted to take a quick moment here. One thing for coming out and to start off with is the
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was.
final. Thanks very much for coming out and all that. And then that'll be followed by the issue contract approval.
No, before we went out, we did go in one, but it was like we go in one room, check the days in.
Good on those guys, thank you very much.
Yeah. Your Michelle's in there. And I was like, oh, I'll just Yeah, everyone to go to the toilet.
Everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The boys have asked me to do a commentary for you, so if you can't hear me, just wave your hand and we'll see if we can change that. But, so we're out on course at the moment with Josh Williams with this Storm. So Josh actually won that 1-8. So that's the highest score we've seen for the day.
Say when and I'll flick it off. I need to unpack it. No, I took that much.
So we're close to putting him now. He's still in the grand race, so I would presume
This is young Josh, works with Bree Cudmore. He's going in leading on a 98, which was a proper slick run earlier in the day. He's nervous, he's on fire. He hasn't been trialling long, but he's going real well.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
On the march, he's a pretty long walk, side to side, but this young fella's going real well, Trav.
Yeah, he's I judged him at Coleraine to have a win in the encouraging. He didn't have the race to start. He turned up there late on the Saturday night, went to the encourage Sunday, and fireworks started. And the dog cage to set the dog down and took off and did a run and he was going all right. Didn't rear at lunchtime the next day, thank God. So he was a bit nervous. First introduction, dog trial, but first two encourages and won both of them. So he's gone really well. As I said, he works for Breeze. Done a couple of dog speeds with me and just gone away and by himself. And yeah, he's a real good young fella and to you know, get into the dog trial and learn more about dogs. Yep, that's exactly right. So this little dog, used to be 12 months ago in February. This little dog here put him on his side and then just follow him everywhere through the yards and just bark. That's all he did. Bree's been working with him and now I've got this dog to make a final for him now. She passes, she backs, she works fantastic and he is absolutely great. So yeah, Bree's been a great mentor for him and got him to where he is. So yeah, he's been bitten by the bug, got himself out 5 dogs now. 12 months ago he had one.
They're going to go into the draft here. Yeah, they're going to go first two, last two, and then so we'll see how he's going to get the flow. They've been a little bit tricky the last few rounds in the open, so we'll see how it goes.
Things have changed a bit now, but the lights on the force yards and they've been wet down a little bit. And so yeah, dynamics has changed a little bit, but still fresh sheep. You know, none of these have been around before, so they don't know the obstacle or anything like that. So yeah, they're actually working on the dickies, these maiden novice handlers, or dogs I should say.
That's tell you what, she's a solid crowd. Wow, under lights, everyone's come out of Teesdale and surrounding areas. Wow.
The boys have done great. Marcus has been on the adverts on Facebook and been pushing it to the locals, and yeah, they've come out in droves, and sponsors have done a great job. The lights have been great. It's a great concept. Working under lights just gives a bit more, and we can enjoy watching dogs and have a couple of beers at the same time.
Yeah, no. Food trucks, we got wood-fire pizza, we got Thai, we got it all happening here.
So Josh done a good job there. He's got his draft done. He's shut his gates, and Kate's given them the option in the judges' talk to put the dog in the front or pull it out the side. So Josh has elected to put out the side and then put the dog in, dig the sheep back out.
It could be a little bit. They got to sit back probably 10 metres off this put away here. So we'll see how he goes. They're sitting very sweet right there. If they don't come onto him, we are laughing.
Dogs are sit.
He's going to smack it open in a hurry.
Take his eye off his dog there. And
he's done pretty well. He's done real well.
Yep. Stop
Good
the dog.
job, Josh.
Put away. He's
Great
done
stuff.
Well. And look, let's do not take nothing away from Kate. She's judged 140 runs today over there yesterday, half a day yesterday and today. Ploughed through them to get to this final tonight. She's been concentrating 100%, so she'll be looking forward to get this final done. So there's no mean feat, is it, to judge that many runs? You've been on the end of it yourself, and it takes a lot of concentration. So
it's solid going, especially like that novice course was dusty as.
Yeah. And you gotta watch that too. Like on that novice course, even that's a small little course, them sheep were pretty bouncy. Like as a judge, you got to keep an eye on all them little things. You've got to get through a lot of dogs and find the best 6 out of the 140 to go forward.
Yeah, it's a fair effort.
Here's Brad Watts, local hero and legend. He's coming out here. He's got a couple in the top 25 tomorrow. He's got another one in the final here. Part of the convening committee. These guys have done a good job.
Done a cracking job. I know they always say there's a lot goes into organising a trial, but these boys have gone above and beyond.
Bloody oath! They've got a great group around them. Mark, I probably missed a few people, but you and Kate have chipped in. Michelle Kerr, Bree, Marcus. It's been a great combination. Everyone brought their knowledge forward to make this what it is, and had a hit out last year, a bit of a trial run to see what it was going to be like, and then built into what it is. So, no, look, it's great, and you yourself know what it's like. It's hard to convene a trial and organise everything and actually compete to a good level.
Yeah, definitely. I think you have a look to. I reckon Marcus might have 2 in the top 25 as well. They've done well, real well, and the amount of sponsorship that these guys pulled up, unbelievable.
No, look, a hell of a lot of work goes on behind the scenes, and this group that have organised this trial, you're competing as well. So, you try and organise that. It's one thing to run an event and do it without competing and try and get everything right, but it takes a good group around you to run a successful trial, and it's been seamless this weekend. It's been great. Sheep have been fantastic, and Watsy's just here. He's just he's had a couple of runs in the opens. He's been on this course a couple of times today, so he's got one down the front.
He'd want to hurry up and get another follower. I reckon she's going back.
Yeah, it's tight enough, but if she was determined, she'll be able to turn around. But so
a little bit of shadow there.
There is, just a new element to it tonight. It's there's a good concept. Everyone's got to play within the same rules, so everyone's got the same shadows and everything to deal with. And fresh sheep, these sheep have not been worked and recycled or anything today, so they're all fresh. This first time they've been around. So
Kate's asked for them to be tight on the front, as if you're going to drench them. So if you're half a sheep off, it's going to cost you 3 or 4. So
bloody oath. No, I'm looking. Kate knows what it's like to drench sheep in a race that's not tight. You guys run a successful contract and business and working dogs every day, and she's more than qualified to go through these dogs and find the best dog out here. She knows a good dog. She's won championship before, and she's got plenty of good dogs through her hands. And some of them she actually trains for you and makes you look better than you are. But
yes, 100%.
She will not miss anything out here.
As long as she did not hear what you just said, we're on.
she will not go back and watch any more dogs, I wouldn't think, after watching 150 for the weekend. I don't think she'll watch any videos of dogs.
But no, I tell you, it is mighty handy having someone train your dogs for you. Or they're her dogs and they work for me, so I'm just lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, I think in any of those things we do together is a bit of a break there for Brad, and he's managed to wrestle it back, but it's a team effort. You know, it doesn't matter if your partner's working dogs or she runs the feed store and gets supplies for you or whatever. You know, if you're working on a farm or on a contracting business, it's a team effort. It really is. So Brad's reshaped these, and like I said, he's had a couple of runs out here today. He knows how these sheep are. They're very determined to run back down the course, and so you do not want to give them a little opening on your hip to get past. So he's done that well.
He's recovered that well.
Yep.
He has recovered that well.
Yeah, a little breakaway. He's been around long enough now. Him and Marcus, that next year coming through, these boys have really climbed the ranks really quickly. They're super competitive.
Oh.
Can handle the dog really well, and good stockies. And so,
like, I think they could always handle a hound, always train a hound, no doubt. But I tell you, I reckon what's lifted them the extra tier, I think sort of 18 months ago they done a Jeff McDougall school, and ever since then, hell, they've got some serious amount of seconds between him and Marcus.
No, 100%. It was after Bendigo last year, and somebody asked me and said, "Oh, what are you seeing out there? You just judged a couple of opens, and what do you reckon?" And I said, "Oh, these two boys are on up and coming." I said, "Watch out for these two. When they learn the craft of trialling, you better watch out. They've got the dogs. They just need to learn the craft, and they've both got a couple of dogs in top 25 tomorrow." And he's been a bridesmaid lately. I don't know how many red ribbons he's got on his wall. He's got plenty at state championship back Natty Muck last year. Second there, and so he's getting himself into that pressure situation. So he's got his draft done. And
chain's a little bit tight. The double swung hinges can be a little tricky.
Yeah, caught a few people out.
They're very solid, these Red River panels. If you're looking for a decent set, I'll tell you what, they're looked after the VYUFDA on numerous occasions. Very generous.
These yards are top notch. They're slam latch gates, and these panels slightly higher than average. There's no risk of losing any sheep. Everything's safe for the handler, safe for the dogs and the sheep. They're solid. So you got them set up
He's
there.
He's got a pretty sweet on the put away there, I think.
Yeah, he's a little bit further away than Josh, so it'll be interesting to see how Kate's tightened up her corridors for the final, whether she thought they were a little bit far away or could have been a bit closer. So he's got it round. Local boy gets a cheer from the crowd. And
yeah, they're loving it here. How many people do you reckon here? There's a fair few rocked up.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, there'd be 120 or 30 people here, I reckon.
This is great.
And that's not even counting for the ones that I can out in the dark there. So,
and that's what it's about. It's
that's
great.
right. Work, Watsy. Look at the camaraderie part. Like at the end of the day, can only be one winner, and but it's getting together and catching up and working dogs and a bit of a chin wag, and then everyone goes back to where they're from and goes back to their regular work, whether it's working on a property or contracting or. Some people do it as a hobby. It's a good weekend to catch up. And championships are great for that because you always get 2 or 3 days to get together and have a few beers and.
100%. And even even if you have not the best day with the hounds, that's good fun with the work.
No, that's right.
Working dogs, in with your mates, it's great.
Definitely, and good bit of friendly banter, and always doesn't go astray. And James Fowler's out here. And James Fowler's from the northeast, up around Euroa, Violet Town area.
Mr. Vice President.
He's Mr. Vice President as well, and he's working young dog called Sky. And
he doesn't look very old, but
no,
he's got a good handle.
No, looking, he's no novice handler either. James, back when top price dogs were $20,000, he was selling them regularly at Jerilderie. James has sort of then come onto the trialling scene and played around with that. But long before he was winning trials, he was selling dogs for 20 grand. So he knows how to handle a hound, and he bring these young ones through the ranks. And
he no mug. He knows what he's doing.
So vice president of the association, elected back in January, and so he's pretty passionate about his dog trialling and his dogs. So, we had some good people involved in the committee, and Roland Pell was out here earlier. He's our current president, and Rod Cavill had been a president for probably 3 or 4 years before Roland, done a great job. So, the association's in pretty healthy hands at the moment.
Yeah, old Rock and Rod Cavill. He picked her up and put her back together.
Yep, he did.
Yeah, a couple of...
So he got a decent break there, James. He'll sort of, if he's counting a few points there, and he knows what he'll need to, what he's gone in, what score he's gone in on, and what he'll need, and he'll be counting those in the back of his mind.
And I reckon he'll be breathing still reasonably easy because he's got 2 in.
He's got 2 in, right? He can throw a little bit at it, and these young dogs have come from the novice course across to here. So these dogs haven't seen this course today. James has worked a couple of dogs out here, so he's had a good look around here. But there'll be a couple of maiden novice handlers that won't have been out here at all today. So
not at all.
New for them.
Feeling the pressure with a bit of a crowd as well.
But yeah.
Like, I can't say I've ever tried under lights myself.
No, I judged Bendigo last year under lights, and it was a little bit different. You've got to change your position a little bit. There's some things that might sort of get a little bit in the shadows or whatever, so you just get a little bit closer to the action and still not influence anything. But it's a good concept, because in the afternoon when things are relaxed and you're sitting around and having a beer and watch a few dogs, it's pretty good fun.
But I tell you, like this course in comparison to what they were running on today would be 4 times the size, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
And bigger sheep, they're working sort of, weaning hoggetty sheep over there today, and less wool. So now these young dogs have come onto some mature ewes with a bit of wool on them, and so they just adapt to the different environment, and so good test.
Well, once they win one of these and 2 novices, they're up with the big boys. So it's good to get them a run on a decent big course.
That's right. Yeah, no, great exposure for some of these handlers. Some have been around a little while, but like I said, there's some that haven't sort of been in the maiden novice very long, and this will be a big stage for them. It's a championship course. It's big name handlers, and sitting in the crowd watching over them. So it's good for them to be able to perform under that sort of pressure.
100%. Like you're competing against some really, really good handlers with their novice dogs, and at a trial like this, you've done well if you've made a final at a championship.
Yep, definitely. No, and certainly with the depth in Victoria at the moment, you see the guys coming down from New South Wales really want to win in Victoria. Like, it is hard to win a trial in Victoria.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what level it is. It's hard to win. There's so many good handlers and so many good young dogs coming through that we were talking about it earlier. Joey had a pretty good monopoly for quite a while, and then everyone sort of put in a little bit extra work and chased him and caught him, and then Joe had to work a bit harder, and now she's pretty level pegging now. You go to a trial with no confidence, knowing that you've got the right dog to win.
No, definitely not. Like, you look at the top tier of the last sort of 5-6 years in Australians, and there's a fair few Victorians through it. Like, we're in a pretty good spot trialling wise.
Yeah, and you look at that top tier. They're all working on properties, contractors, full-time workers. Joey's a professional trainer, and probably not getting out and doing the numbers that some of the other blokes do, but he's still working his dogs regularly, and so Victoria is riding on the back of the fact that it's practical everyday work dogs coming along, and with a few extra levers, this just shows you what you can have on farm. These are not specialty work trial dogs. These are dogs that are doing everyday work. Your dogs do it every day, mine do it every day, feeding trucks and trailers and handlers, and so James has just finished there.
There we go with James. He probably had a bit of trouble with a few breaks and stuff, but it still won't be too bad, I don't think.
No, he'd be happy. He's got another run to have out here, so he'll take that away, and then he's probably got his better dog to come if it's further down the list. So, but that's sets Victoria apart a little bit at the moment. We're very lucky that people are the courses are being built very practically, judging's very practical, and these guys today in the Open Championship have set a great course and allowed the handlers to display their skills and what their dogs can do and give a bit of free work outside. So no, it's been Victoria's dominance the last couple of years is on the back of the fact that everyone's gone away and worked a bit harder, and we all chase each other, and it's good fun, and it's competitive, but it's friendly competitive. So
yeah, definitely. We got old.
Wouldn't be unhappy if AO bloody had a misdraft or something. That's definitely not going to be.
That's happened a few times of late. Don't worry about that. Got old Ross McIntosh out here. He's working Ethel, and he's coming in on a 92. She's going pretty well. Ross is having a bit of a crack, getting right into the dog training, and there's a fair few guys taking it pretty solid now and want to go that extra step. If you want to do it, you got to put in the miles. So
yeah. No, look, it is. It's that you put that. Just fine tuning and put those few levers on the dog, and you take it to work, and yourself. It's handy once you've got those. You can send them a certain side in the force yard to create a flow. You're not touching sheep as much, and workers are happy because they've got plenty of sheep to crutch and foot pair, and so
and they stop when you want to stop, and it's just little things like I don't reckon in this final there is a dog that just trials. Not a hope.
No.
They're all at work.
No, and it just shows you can take this same skill to work every day. No, we don't stand on the end of the gate and not move, but we expect our dogs to go left and right when we say, we expect them to stop when we say, and we expect them to respect stop. And otherwise, as contractors or farmers, we don't get things processed practically and efficiently. So you can, it's not just for show. This is definitely what we do on farm. We just don't stand on the end of the gate. So
definitely.
This is just showing the dog skill.
A miniature version of real work.
Yeah, definitely.
And Roscoe's, I tell you what, I doubt she's got a point off him yet.
No, he's rolled him in there nicely. He's done a good job there, and you can only work with what you've got. And they sort of asked a few questions, but there was no big breaks or anything, so he'd be pretty happy in there. He slipped his dog around the front. Now, nice young dog gone round, cleared the gate, stayed there. These are all little things we're building on to get to that championship level.
Yeah, what? Pretty solid on the whistle.
Yep, and look, it's been something that's come in the last sort of 4 or 5 years, a bit more whistle commands, and you could see it today, some of the handlers that were
beautiful.
Sort of talking to the dog, and dog started to feel a little bit of pressure, and then a couple of handlers then put the whistle back in the mouth and started whistling, and the dogs relaxed, and so you take the emotion out of it, and the dogs are more responsive. So young dog, she's been carted out the front there, so if these sheep keep flowing, there's no damage real here. Roscoe's pulled them up, and dog's sitting there and hasn't done anything wrong, so I'm pretty sure Kate would see that as all right. And so you didn't scrape one into the maiden novice final, mate. What happened there?
Probably starting on a 90 or a 95 when I walk in there with Kate, but that's all right. It's good banter, it's good fun.
Did that happen to choke or anything like that, or no?
Oh well, that's up for debate. Nearly did that in the Open.
So this crowd, it's great to see people, non-dog trialling people.
And interested in it.
Yeah, some of these people, probably not even farmers, coming here to have a look at the dogs under lights and display. These people coming along to have a look and see what we do. I'm sure Joe's been mobbed by a few people in the crowd going, "Oh my God, that's the guy from Mustard Dogs."
Oh, Mr. Spicer.
But he's, Joe's done a great job with that Mustard Dog show. Just displaying.
Credit to him. There's no way I could do that.
No, look, Mick and Neil McDonald being able to, just display working dogs as a good practical tool on the farm for low stress. Everyone, they're probably not on a farm, think that dogs create stress on stock, but
no.
you know, you've only got to see if we went out there to put sheep around this course here, it'd take 10 people, and we would not be as quick as a dog.
No, definitely not.
But Ross has done a good job there. He's put those in. Ethel.
Outside of getting carted out of the race, I tell you, he could be on here.
Yeah, no, he's keeping his cool. He's got his whistle still in his mouth. He hasn't started yelling too much or anything, so he's in a pretty good position. He's happy with where he is. And
look, outside of the dog's name, everything else is good.
no, most definitely. I haven't had a look at the pedigree yet. I won't comment too much on that. Hopefully none of mine are in there.
Well, the way it's working, I wouldn't be ashamed if they were.
No, look, I don't know about Esther. Yeah, Ross had a nice young bitch there by that Cooper of Breeze, which I bred, and you know, he's done a good job. And then I think they bred Buff of Mark Wheeler's. So
yeah,
so
solid work dog.
There'll be a bit of that stuff in there, I'm sure, and that's just giving them that bit of drive. And you know, as we said earlier, Buff's you know, that bit of Broken River in there too. Again, Broken River's shown up multiple times this weekend in the Open. So
yeah, look, I've got one myself. You know, they're solid work dogs.
Yeah,
you know, they you know, they get it done.
Yep. No, look, and she performed real well today. I was up here today watching her run around, and she did a great job. And then her mother come out behind her, and I thought she did a great job. Yeah, they're just good, positive dogs, aren't they? Like, you don't have to ask for any more. Like, they're just always trying to get the job done.
And they're coming forward.
Yep.
Oh, nice handle, Roscoe.
Yeah, and he's just got them sheep shaped up nice.
I'll
rolled
give
them
that.
straight
I'll pay
in.
that.
Yeah, no, he's
nice.
Textbook put away there. He had him in a good spot and rolled him straight in. And there's Ross McIntosh. He'll be pretty happy with that.
Old Ethel.
Old Ethel. So he had one shot to throw at it, and he's thrown it in there. So,
and here we go. He's a crowd favourite for you, Trav.
Yeah, look, Bree's very popular. Any young people out there following on Instagram and things will be following Bree, I'm sure. And she's got Vera Bones out here. Bones got his name as a pup. He broke his leg, and she wasn't sure if he was worth saving, and took him to the vet. And the vet said, "Yeah, I reckon we can fix that." And so he got fixed, and he wore the name Bones after that. And now he's out here in his first final. He hasn't. Well, he would have only done 1 or 2 trials, I reckon. He hasn't done many. So yeah, look, start of his career and could be a bright future. He's out of Breeze, very, very good bitch that she's had a lot of success with in Zoe, and he's by Gary White's Billy Boy. So
yeah, right. He's got him shaped up pretty nice here.
Yeah, he's treating him nicely. He's just a bit of cover there. He's done 2 jobs there at once. He's done a good job with it.
They're asking the question, these sheep today.
A bit of fire in their belly, haven't they?
These are Glendamar blood merinos.
Oh, yes.
I've just recently got the job of crutching up there for Benny Duxon, and
yeah, right.
You know, they're absolute peerless.
Yeah, I did mention earlier on that there's a dirty word to you. I thought these sheep were crutched quite nicely. I'm like, Mitch wouldn't have done these because merinos are a dirty word to Mitch, so you're actually putting your hands on some merinos at the moment. So.
Yeah, it's amazing what debt does to you.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing drives a man like poverty, does it?
He's 100%. I tell you what, he's gripping the head here nice. You got to shape that head, or they will go if you leave the gate open.
Yeah, they're leaning on that hole there. They really want to get away. Bree's had a few runs out here today. She knows what these sheep have been like out here, and she's protecting that side. But he's got some beautiful footwork and cover, and he just got a nice arc to him, and he just gets off there and resets himself. And Gary will be sitting at home watching this, and he'll be going, "Yeah, I like him." Gary will be pretty happy with that.
He'll put his name to him. He'll put it to him.
Yeah, he will. It's been a pretty handy litter, actually. I got a bitch out of this litter as well, and they're pretty handy little dogs. Treat their stock well and with respect, and so he's just got that lovely just bust off there and just protecting that wing. And sheep asked a question, he's got that covered again. So he's done a power of work there. He hadn't had that easy, but she made it look easy.
He's flown up there for a young dog. What would they be? 2?
They'll be coming up 2 now, I reckon. They'll be very close to it, yep. And like I said, he's had a bit of a setback with a broken leg as a young dog, so took him a little bit to get going. And yeah, she wasn't sure if he was going to make the cut. And the longer she had him, the more he put his hand up. So a nice flow.
That's for a lead. There's no points there. That is spot
off he
on.
goes straight up. Anyone says Gary White's dogs are not yard dogs with that Gaz, he's straight up there.
You're very positive. Proper free backing dog.
That's right. Old Gaz, he's a bit of a snake too, isn't he? He claims that he doesn't do any yard work and he'll turn up to an Australians and get out there and run around and regularly make a final.
Yeah, he trains, old Gaz.
He regularly makes a yard final. He says, oh, my dogs don't do yard work or nothing like that, and he undersells it. His dog's pretty handy, all-round dogs. So good to see these young dogs out here. They're learning their craft still. They're not seasoned, you know. They're still feeling, you know, where do they need to be? Do the, you know, the small number of sheep? Do they overwork? Do they not? You know, so you know, this is good. The crowd, the lights, and everything for these young dogs won't be exposed to anything like this before.
Nah, it's good for them. Real good.
You know, same deal again. This side fill pen's been, you know, a real good display of a dog that can force a, you know, just get around the back and just force a lead and then cover, can't they?
Just grip that head just enough to shape it in.
Yep, and not pull it up and offend it.
Nah, anything that pulls it up too much, you're pushing shit uphill.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to, like, they're forgiving these sheep, but if you shut them down 2 or 3 times on that lead, they'd take a little bit of starting again.
Yeah, you get them in here, then try and get them up that race. That's not fun.
So Breeze flicked the gates there, and Bones goes back. We'll see if she had the flow that she had in the drench race. She got some heads facing forwards. Here they come. They're looking. Off they go. This has been slick.
Very good flows.
This has been pretty slick. She's going in on a 97, 96 or 97. I think she's going in a pretty high score on this dog. So
she's got a bit of pep in her step.
You never knock back a win, no matter when they're coming. But it might be his first or second hit out, this dog, and he might win himself a maiden first up.
And loves her. Look at him.
Yeah,
absolutely
he's following
loves
around.
her.
And the maiden, obviously, Kate's not going to be too harsh on those sorts of things. So as long as he's not off chasing sheep, she doesn't mind too much. And you know, as he goes along and he gets more experience, he'll sit there when she says and stay there. And so you see
she's
that
pulled
nice
him
arc
up
in
just
him.
nice.
Yeah, probably in a good spot there with Danny's camera there. That beautiful natural arc in him as he's shaped around those sheep. He doesn't have a straight line in him. He's good.
And when she asks to walk in, he's coming straight at him.
You see that good feel, you know, just half
boss?
a step backwards there. He just come in, bumped him half a step backwards. Good natural feel. Bree will be able to thank Gary for that. I'm sure Gary will claim it anyway.
I have to give Matty Sherwood a little bit of a plug there too, I reckon.
Yeah, Matty, Matty be happy to see that.
Yeah, they're asking the question on the put away here.
Are they?
They've all spun round.
Oh, no,
He's having a work.
It's not
nice.
over.
Great bit of cover. Rolled the corner. Nice.
Not over till you know, the big bloke sings. Really is like he'd done it.
And I can
really
sing.
hadn't had much off him till then, and then all of a sudden. Here we go, Brad Gavinlock's on the microphone here. He's just asking the crowd here who's ever been to a dog trial. We've got a show of hands here who's not been to a dog trial before, and so we've got some people that have never been before have made the effort to come out, sit here under lights and watch these dogs go around. So that Bree and Bones come off with a 90, and they were carrying either a 96 or a 97 into the final. So
That'd have to be up there.
Yep. I didn't get Josh's score early on, but I'm sure that was pretty handy too. When he was going on 98, he might be catch me if you can. Josh out in front, so.
So there you go. That puts Bree in the lead by 2 points.
Oh, there we go. And he would, like I said, if he's had one trial already, this will only be his second, that dog. So he's Watsy.
With a little native hut Jillaroo, and I reckon Watsy's working her here, but I'm pretty sure she's owned by and trained by John Agnew. And I tell you,
yes, this is the one.
For a man, a gentleman that's of a little bit of age, has an exceptional handle on a pretty forward young dog.
Yeah, Watsy and I were talking about this just before, actually, and he
How old was he?
John,
Yeah,
90.
that's unreal.
And so his commands, now I've probably got this wrong, but let's just use these for an example. I think it like come behind and here.
Yeah,
So
I
Brad
think
said it's quite hard to go from left and right to come behind and here. So if he gets this dog ready, he's done a great job to get into a final if that's the case. And I've had the same experience myself with Pin when I got him off media. He was come behind and here, and it's hard to remember when you get out there what's what. So
And I'm pretty. We had a young bitch, and it was the sister to this. They'd be touching 18 months old.
Yep. No, it's a good effort. But 18 months to get them to this level to make a final in this sort of company. You know, you've got to go through 130 or 40 dogs to get to a 6-dog final. Like it's. So Brad's just shaping these up here and come around the shoulder there, and no one wanted to go, but he's got a leader there now.
Yeah, nice.
So she's got to the front there, right up the gate, just trying to unsqueeze herself. She's going to be wedged against the fence there, but so off she goes back through them. You don't have to argue there. She's definitely put them up on that front gate. So the judges asked them to be up the front. They're well and truly on that front gate. So Brad opens the gate and out they come. And you see this little dog. She's very energetic. She wants to get on with the job. I'd imagine this would be a Avon Park dog, would it?
Native hut.
Oh, native hut. This
But
one,
yes,
yep.
out of Native Hut Chili Go by Native Hut Cracker. I'm pretty
yes.
sure.
Yep.
And that, like, he is a lot of dog.
Yep.
Well, that's a pretty wicked handle.
No, that's great, and you know, for a dog that's not his either. But you know, what I do love in that mix.
Oh, have a look at that.
Look at that arc there. That dog's got. She's got enough influence on that stock from that distance. But look at that natural arc. You know, Mary's bred that into those dogs, like that natural arc that dog's got. That's not shaped or made. You know, that's just natural in her, and she's got that influence from a distance to get those sheep to leave with no real pressure. They've chosen to leave and go there. Done a great job.
That was the best put into that pen.
Yep.
We've damn near seen all day.
Yeah, by far. John might find himself going yard dog trial at 90 maybe, will he? See this?
I hope I have the passion and skill that he's got at that age.
Yeah, looky to be able to get out there and work with a young dog like that and put the levers so far that he's done on this little dog on a trainer mob. You know how hard it is yourself when you get a pup at our age to be able to not get knocked over by sheep. He's done an exceptional job.
And she's fast.
Yeah.
Like, she would have took some stopping.
Yep. So young dog, she doesn't understand to go past him into the pen yet. So
Kate did say, I'd prefer you draft your dog out, but if you want to put it in there, that's fine.
Yep.
But if they're going to bang around, then it's going to cost you.
Yep.
So what's he's taking the risk
He
here?
has. And
This could pay off.
He's just sat her down quietly there, and great exposure for that young dog. You know, just put her in there and given her an opportunity, showed her something new, and so he's pulled them out nicely, and the others have ended up a fair way away, more so than any of the other competitors. So he's got a little bit of work to do, but he's, you know, you can only do what he can do. So he's picked them up. He's got a straight line to go to the put away. So
Watch this.
See how he treats him.
She's just shaping him up, just tidy. You might just have to bump him up a smidge.
And for a young dog too, like look at this natural handle she's got on her
And
sheep,
hold
you know,
arc.
Yep. Yeah, that calm. Like you'd love that in an old dog, you know.
That's nice.
Treat him nicely, but I just love that bend in her, you know. A horse trainer would call that bend, you know, just that bend in the ribs there and arc around her stock. That you cannot underrate that.
No, she is a very nice young bitch. Very nice.
Prospect, so that just makes it even harder. These boys are learning the craft of trialling, and then they've got dogs like that in their hands. That makes it even harder.
They're already hard to stop. But in saying that, you know, it's a good vibe, you know, as we're going around trials these days. You can have a bad day, but everyone's down for a beer and a yarn after. Asking the question here in the put away the last couple of runs.
To go away, aren't they? He's had a pretty smooth run, Julian.
Nice.
They don't want to go out into the dark there. They can see this capeweed out here, and they think they'd like to stay out here on this capeweed. There's not much green where they're going.
Oh, there's not much green anywhere.
No, it isn't at the moment. It's just really sweating on this 20 or 30 mil this weekend.
Down.
Oh, Mr. Watts, he has rolled out a 97. What a man.
Absolutely smoked it.
What a man.
Goes and just robs a dog out of another bloke's kennel, trots out there and just offensively rolls a 97 out.
That is impressive.
The dog that doesn't even have the same commands as his. Here's James Fowler back again. James a little bit wiser now. He's had a hit out. This dog, if he's further down the list here, he's better of his novice maiden dog. So,
well, there you go, Trav. That puts him. He's just snagged the lead over Bree.
Has he? Well, the man that's the ultimate bridesmaid and took the label off Kane Gardner has now put himself into the blue.
That was proper impressive.
That's foreign territory for Brad Watts. He's not quite know where that blue ribbon is.
He's starting to shake it. He's starting to shake it. He snagged the open up at Denny, and it was a pretty solid field.
He's got enough red ribbons there to plaster the wall of his bedroom, I reckon, or his lounge room probably as well. He was sick of the colour red. He was hoping of something else. So if he can jag himself, as I said before, it's hard to convene a trial and compete and actually do well. And if he could jag himself a first, he'll be pretty over the moon, I'd reckon.
Yeah, pretty impressive that.
John might not want him to have that dog. He wants to send him back home with me.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Lovely little bitch. Handles her stock well and rates her stock.
I'll tell you what, if there's something that'll breed you something, it could be that.
Yeah, definitely. No, Mary's sitting there watching too. She'd be pretty happy with that.
Oh, she'd be chuffed with that. 100%. So, we have got James out here at the moment with Duke. So, he's going in on a 94. So, look, he's going to have to run like a 90, 93 or 4 to get towards Brad. He's got his work cut out. It's doable. Yep. It is doable.
So he's a failed attempt there. He's gone again, and you have to ask a question if they're tight enough. He's just not quite getting there. So a couple of attempts, and are they tight enough on the gate for Kate? That's the question. The boss is there.
It's questionable.
She's watching that. He had a couple of attempts there, so. Just said he needs a 93 or 4?
He's coming in on a 94.
Yep.
So he's going to have to make it pretty slick, but so far I can't see a lot of trouble.
No, a couple of attempts there to fill that drench race, but were they tight enough on the front to keep Kate happy? We'll see when she gives the score in, but so James will roll onto his draft and
these fills off these flat panels can be very tricky, especially for these young dogs. But I'll tell you, it's got it shaped pretty well.
Yep, he's heading in the right direction. All the heads are looking. He's just Just doesn't want to overhead him there and turn him back too much. He'll have a bit more work to do, but he gets him over on that Red River sign there, and he's got himself a little bit more.
Yeah, he's going to have to work
cover.
it.
Here he comes. Just roll. No, it's just let him drift too far. So there'll be another point there for him. So James has done enough judging. He'll be counting these points. He'll know what he needs now. He would have seen what's his run there and know that it was pretty handy. So.
Well, I think a lot of people get lost in, a dog's ability to. You've got to have a good dog, yes, but you've got to be able to read the stock.
Yep. No, it's definitely a team effort, isn't it? You've got to call some of those things out the front. The dog doesn't know
exactly.
The judges talk, so you've got to call some of those things, get him around the front to block those ones, and then let him go back and do what he does natural. So he's got a little bit of resistance here at the moment. He's just rolling them off the fence, and
he's not going too bad.
True lead.
I don't think he would have got a point for a break yet, but he's having to work a lot harder for it.
Yep.
Yeah, they just roll. Oh, beautiful.
Yep. He's got
they've looked at the mouth. Oh, yeah. No, it's still pretty tidy.
They're all sort of jammed up on him. His gate, he hasn't quite opened it at a 90 degree either, so he probably hasn't done himself any favours there. He's made that opening a bit tight.
He has, but I won't say too much because that's how I did it.
And in this situation now, they're all looking at him now. They don't want to turn off this dog. They don't, whether they don't trust
worried
him.
about him.
Yeah. So they're not
bit
looking.
Of natural presence.
Yeah, that's right. And they're just not rolling off him like normally you put him on that fence and just roll the lead around. And
he's probably James. You talk about reading stock, and James has done it there real well. He had to help that young dog read that.
Yep. Yeah, and that's just teaching him and showing him. And as he goes forward, and more trials he does, he'll get better at that, and he'll start doing some of that himself. Don't come across these side fill pens very often. It's something we use in Gippsland a lot.
Not often.
I think it really opens the door for those dogs that have got that speed to cover and force at the same time. You can sort of get a little bit complacent on those rear fill pens, and you've got that fence to protect you a little bit, but that side fill pen, you're a bit more exposed. Dogs.
Dogny has to be in two spots at once.
Yep, definitely. So James is just shaping these up now. He had no leader coming into this pen, so has he created anything himself? He's got his draft. There we go. His first two. So they're still flowing. The draft's full.
He's
be nervous trying to punch him too hard.
Yeah.
Come past that gate.
They sort of come through sort of one and a bit wide there.
Yep. We had a couple of competitors in the Open today. You can get misdraft there, having just pushing a little bit of tail end force and then losing them sheep pass. So
I tell you, if he pops these in here and he loses very minimal on this put away, I tell you, it's going to be pretty tight.
Yeah, that's right. He had a couple of attempts at filling that drench race, and whether Kate saw that as being tight enough or not, and depends on how she saw those sheep that, like you said, there were not really breaks, but they didn't get past him. But depends how the judge saw it.
Well, he's got a proper sweep there. That's perfect.
So he's got himself set up, and it's not over till they're in that pen, though. As we saw
he's got
before,
him shaved a bit of tail on that.
Roll them around and they go.
James has worked that beautifully.
So he's done a good job. He's given himself every
good
chance.
Job.
What do you say? He needed a 94 or so. So
unless there's something we haven't seen, it'll be pretty close.
Getting tightening out the pointy end.
Oh, there must have been a couple of little bites in that drench race you were talking about.
Well, look, there's a bit of evidence there at the front of the drench race. You have a bit of a look there. There was a decent
amount. I can see. So here, have a look here. You don't see very often. We got a fawn and tan male here. Jared Jubiong. I'm unsure I know much about Jared, but I watched him at Mount Sturgeon last week, and he's done enough here today to get in the final. So.
So Jared's a livestock agent for elders out of Ararat, and been doing it for quite a while. He's born and bred down my way in Gippsland.
Oh, so he knows what the cold's like then?
Yeah, he does. He likes that cold weather, and I don't know why he's in Ararat though.
Oh, mate, that's colder.
So no, he's over there and look, his dogs be using the sale yards and you know, there's regular drafting and things like that. So he's been bitten by the dog trolling bug. Gone along to Paul McPhail's and had a look at Beloka.
Real good.
Got a good introduction there, like most of us have, and he's now got himself into a final and a championship weekend. So what a great effort.
He's a nice bit of arc, this fellow. Called Mate. He's obviously a pretty good mate of Jared's.
I'd say he'd be. Well, I'm not sure how many dogs Jared's had through his hands, but yeah, look, those first early dogs, they are your best mates, and you've put a bit of time into them, and you know, they might not be the best dogs at the start, but because you put that time in, they end up being pretty handy dogs. And so yeah, look, he's
burning some points there. He hasn't quite probably got the experience of some of the other fellas, and he probably took the eye off the ball just a little bit, but his dog's got it back together here.
So yeah, there's a little bit there. He's, you know, the sheep were around him. He opened the gate into the sheep, and
well, that's pretty tight.
Set up, but he's look. Let's say, for instance, he's done 10 points there on that pickup and a bit messy, but he's still on a 90. Yeah, I don't know what he's carrying into this final, but
I think it's 93.
So if he rolls into here and he doesn't have too much trouble after this, you know, it's one of those things. Dog trial, and I'd treat it a little bit. You know, you've just got to put that one behind you and go forward. If you don't lose any more points, you know, you're still sitting on a 90. So,
and look at that, lead straight up,
straight down. So, you know, you can make up a little bit of ground, and some people had a bit of trouble there getting a flow, so could be level pegging shortly. So
good man, he's packed that well.
Yep, tight, first effort done. Yeah, like I said, James before had 3 attempts at that, so he's come up, he's flicked his gate open, done a great job there.
Yeah, no, that's good, real nice, neat.
Smooth flow there.
Pull him up.
That's it. No, he's done a good job there. A little bit of backwards flow there, so we'll see how the judge views that.
Mate's excited.
Yeah, and these dogs like we were talking about before, coming from direct from work to, you know, Jared's uses him at work, and he's come from work to trialling, and more trials he does, he's go home and put a few more levers on and just tied him up a bit, and all of a sudden, you know, you've got a really good product you're taking to work that you don't have to sweat every time you let him off the chain.
You see, that's an example there. You know, they have to steer that head, but these sheep bust out the back. Yeah, he's shaped these up all right.
Yeah, he's done. He's got his flow and tucked that last one in. So
I think you'd have to be happy with that effort.
Yeah. No, certainly, and you know, for a fellow who's only probably been dabbling in the trial and caper for less than 12 months, you know, he'd be pretty happy with that. He's out here with, you know, a group of open handlers looking over his shoulder.
Oh, 100%. 100%. He's not out of place.
No, look, as he goes along, and the next dog he puts time into, and yeah, he's done a good job. I've seen this dog; he's pretty raw down at Beloka there last year, and he was a lot tighter than this and a lot more full on barking outside. So he's done a bit of work on him and straightened him out a bit. So, you know, credit to him to make it into a final like this. He's put a bit of time into this dog.
It's nice for him to get a bit of reward too.
Yep. Yeah, look, that's all you got to do. You got to get that first ribbon, you know, and then you get bitten by the bug and you come back into another one and spend years chasing it then.
Yeah, 100%.
So who wouldn't imagine this bloke could muck up a draft? This bloke
I tell you what, he should have known he's going to hear about it.
No, he'd be on the Elders Ararat Facebook page by Monday, I'd reckon.
Now, he's our last run in this final.
And then what do we got? A 6-dog improver final
after
think
this. So, yes.
So don't go anywhere. There will be a 6-dog improver final. We will have a judges talk, so there'll be a slight break. Have a judges talk, and then we will actually, if I feel like it, we do have our master of everything vision here in Danny Rubin, and I actually could take the camera down and do a bit of a judges talk walk around for everybody at home.
You could. You've got 2 very handy interstate judges. We've got one, Lee Michan He's come over from Locks in 9 hours. He's travelled over for us. And Timmy and Em, I'll tell you, jumping on a boat, heading over from the little island, it's greatly appreciated.
There you go, he slammed them away, done
There
well.
we go.
What a great effort. Up and come. I won't call him young because he's probably not much younger than me, but he's up and coming trialer. So great work.
We're just waiting on the last score. 18 off. It won't be enough to get him to the top, but I tell you what, it wasn't bad.
No, he should be very proud of himself there. He's done a great effort. We'll stay tuned. We'll get a bit of footage for everybody for at home of the Improver Judges talk and give you guys a bit of an insight. And then we're back for a 6-dog Improver final.
Oh, he hasn't even got it.
Into your hat, mate.
You're colourblind.
Might need to inspect this ticket and just make sure it's actually the real one.
16. Have you got a false start?
No. He can't. He would have. It'll be in the middle.
I'm going to have to look at this again. What number is it? I've got 11 to 24, so I've got to have it. 18. He's got 11 to 24, so he's got it.
It's just a pressure.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. You're good. Next one, mate.
Ball's going to redraw.
Go to the lady in the pink hat. See the lady in the pink hat?
Righto. The next one is a dog from Haiti called Ace. And the number is?
Very grey. S59.
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 Come on down.
Right. S59.
There we go.
Spend it.
Righto.
Not bad going, Travis.
Well, the next dog out is Bree Cutmore with Vera Slim, another New South Wales champion. And the number is?
Green, lime green, P8.
Lime green, P8. Lime green, P8. Anyone? Lime green, P8.
I think it's on its way. Come on down.
Just deal me a ticket out first. We sold you that one the very last minute, didn't we? So I told you.
Well, the next dog out is going to be Dean Incher, all the way from
Lady in a pink hat.
on the mountains of in the Kelpies Plains, with a dog called Hulk, former Victorian champion. And the number is?
Green again. P43. Hop on down. Come on.
And let's head it up then again. One more to go. Then we're on the auction.
Just draw me a ticket first.
One more to go. Righto. The next dog we're going to draw out is the Irishman, E.O. Doyle. There's a dog called Cash. He's two-time Victorian champion, current holder of the Victorian Championship, and a former Australian champion. And the number is?
Grey. Grey. S. 43. Grey S 43.
Just practicing. I got you, you Irish bastard!
That might be the most replayed part of the war.
We're going to improve it. Final talk's going to start now, and we're going to start that rolling while Jeff's doing the auction of all the dogs, and we'll just keep it going through like that way. So we can get in reasonable out. Anyone that's in the improved final, the judges, will head on out.
No, I do not want to commentate. I'm just going to come and sit.
Yeah, judges talk. You coming with me or what are you doing?
You're
going back up there? Yeah, you
get so much.
Yeah. Are we on here?
Yeah, it's on.
Rightio. For everybody at home, we are going to do the improver judges talk.
Yeah, with the whole talk, we're going to do a quick rundown of what they're expecting.
Nah, I'm going to follow them around. So we'll give you at home an inside look into the improver judges talk. As you can see, under lights here, out on the course, a handful of shadows. Forgive my camera skills. It's not one of my highlights. We've got Mitch Jubb, Dave Lee, James Fowler, Marcus Campbell and Rob Hart so far. Calling for a couple others. Ash Karuna's on his way, hobbling along.
Come on, Maruna. I thought you were going home, Ash.
We haven't got the judges out here yet, so come on down.
We're going to start without them. I thought you were going home, mate.
Ash is on a handicap at the moment, slow him down a little bit. And here's our two judges. We've got Timmy Hall and Lee Michan. So hopefully we can get close enough to get a bit of vocal from these boys. There is Mitch, so behave yourself.
Righto. Congratulations, making the improver final. Alright, 12 sheep. The improver final. Same as before, dog off the lead, come in, take your position on your casting peg. Right, flick your dog out, lift your sheep on the right hand side. Now, not too many people have got this in the last 2 days. Put the sheep in that area past the end of the CopRice sign. In that area before you're leaving here. You're leaving them here, it's costing you. All right, put them in there, head to your gate. We're all clear on that one.
Yep. You doesn't matter if they're over here. You don't have to have them right on the fence.
No, just past. Yep, and you've got that direct line. When you leave this casting peg, you head to the chain. All right, on that gate. So I'll check all the slats. Same as the open. Put them in. Don't want to clear your gate. Don't clear your gate. Alright. If you choose to leave your dog at the back and those sheep push forward, you want to hope you get your dog there before you. Right, and that's the same right around the course. Continue to work your dog. If things start to move or not into position from when you leave that point, don't just sit him there and try and call him up once you're there. Put him there first. All right? So with our 12 sheep, fill your treats, bro. So they're tight on the front gate. Past here. Have we got that one? The back sheep.
Last sheep's over.
Yep.
100%. No, 100%. Last sheep, shut him. All right, but don't leave until they're tight or your back end's here. Same deal. As soon as you get to that front,
As soon as the last sheep,
no hesitation.
shut that gate. But we
Rip
want
that
to see
handle down,
fast.
sheep straight out, dog up there to assist. Yep. You show us what sheep he needs to be on to get that flow happening straight up.
And that can be a quick top knot or a bark from the top, doesn't matter. But we want them coming straight out.
Yep. Same deal. As soon as that last sheep's out, don't pull him up here. Put him out. You send him. Send him to catch them wherever they are and lift them on that right-hand side. By the time you hit that chain, you want them over in that same area like the open. And when we say lift them out here, it's straight out. It's not out, curve him up behind your leg. Just rip him out. You all got that one?
So you can't bring him over and let him come this, you want him to go that way, do you?
No, you show us, but just don't pull him up
Don't do
here.
a dummy, yeah.
Put him straight out on his stop. And the same as the open, you've got that whole area to set them up the best to load straight into your force pen. Just on that right-hand side, by the time your hand has hit the chain. That is what Lee and I have asked on all the gates around the course. On your hip with your gate. That's not that.
You just like it touching on your bum, don't you?
Hey?
Like it touching on your bum.
Correct. You're on there and you're rolling them straight in. We all got that one.
You can face the way Tim's facing, you can face the opposite direction, it doesn't matter. But once that gate on your hip, not like a few blokes did today, gave themselves another this far.
And there's a few today that were like this. And once they went in, they went like this.
Yep, that cost them too.
Same deal. Don't want to clear it, don't clear it. All right, but if they draw up there, put your dog there first. It's going to cost you points, but not going to cost you as much as if you beat your dog there. You're in a world of hurt. Same draft. First two, last two. Peel them out, put the others in. Put your dog in, sit him down, fix your gates up. All right. When it comes to this one, sheep out, box back together. You're unsure, have a look where the chain is and what end of the gate it is. All right? There's been hardly anyone has got it right.
We've seen some big bananas, I can tell you.
We ask that the sheep be in the area of the hide from the framework of the let out to where halfway down the truck. We only ask that the sheep be in that area by the time you touch that chain that in. All right,
so you can, if I set here, you don't have to throw your dog straight on him. You can put him out, pull him up, hold him, walk through past on your straight line, and then pull the sheep up with you.
As long as they're in that spot when you get to that chain.
Yep. Right.
Because so many blokes...
Don't worry, they're going to get this from right.
So many blokes have left that area and Lee's been just off the end of the dredge and
They
you've
headed
walked
straight
him.
at me. Pretty sure I was one. Yeah, well, we're not going to say that. Yeah, no, we're fine. If they can't hit, and you've got time, if your dog's out in the holding position, you can poke through here on your straight line, just pull them up with you before you get to that chain, and they only got to be where Tim is there and you're up.
So if they're sitting here,
yeah,
you've got that frame right the way to here, in that area, when you in that chain. So all it is just put them in.
Sounds easy.
Yeah.
You all got that one?
We've been waiting for someone to show us how easy it is.
Yeah.
Sounds easy.
The truck's exactly the same. All I say is make sure that before you leave here, there is enough space for you to swing that gate. Your dog is in that area.
Has been a few who put their dog there and the sheep haven't had room for the gate and they haven't tried to shift it, and they have touched a couple of sheep and that's cost them points. So if he's there and they haven't moved, just kick him on a bit further and bump him over a little bit.
Keep working him. Keep working him while you're walking.
Yeah.
It's got to be clear by the time you get there.
Yep.
That's all that we're asking. Right? When in the trailer, obviously you're going to have more room because you've got less sheep. Okay? The dogs that are staying in the contest and are having a red hot crack for you are getting pointed less when the dogs that get up there and they start knocking off or dissing boost, if that makes sense. Keep him on the go, keep him busting for you. It's going better than just putting him up there, sitting him down.
And hoping something will happen.
Hoping something.
How much do you like can't see your dog like over there? You like when you're getting like that, you get pinned for that.
On that, when you're on the
when
corner
you're
of that trailer.
trying to see where your dog is.
You wanted me to cut Mitch off at the knees, he's got no advantage, you can go like that and see the light. No.
Yeah.
That's not James now, probably.
It's
on your knees, bitch.
we're not so. It's not so much.
Like if you're going like that just to see where your dog, you're not.
Yeah.
It doesn't really worry me, so long as your feet are
Staying there, yeah.
Yep.
If you start sneaking down the side, then it's going to hurt.
Yep. And obviously, unload them the same as before. Everyone had that pretty well right. When they come out of this pen, same as all the others. Put him straight out. However you best see fit. You want just a clear path to that put away. But all I say is, some people started to fall in the trap of walking with their dog with them. That dog should be in front of you in a position that you see fit.
Especially if they're in that corner and you've got to kick them back a bit.
So don't have you walking, hoping that the dog's walking beside you, thinking the dog's the one that's lifting them out because it's you.
Yeah, wheel the dog in front of you to dig him out the corner.
Make him do the work, not you.
We want the dog to clear it.
All good? Wish you all the very best.
Too easy, boys, have fun.
Make sure you're wearing your bib for your run, because it's live streamed. If you want to know the running order, I have it here.
Marcus is
No. James Bell is first out with Roxy, Dave, Lee and Zeus, Mitch, Jubb and Catch, Marcus and Duffy, Ash and Go-Getter Zena, and Rob Hart and that's the running order.
Righto, good luck.
Straight away?
Yeah, as far as I know. May as well. And Dale is coming to be led.
750. $750. Sold to Marcus Campbell. Marcus Campbell. Right, another local lad, Brad Watts, with the native hut dusty. You saw how good he went out in a Maiden. The native hut dusty. Right, who's got 100 to go?
Yeah, we got 100.
Yep, 100.
150.
2,
3,
4, 400,
4.5,
450,
5,
500, 500, 500, $500.
They're stable at 500.
$500. Sold to Lee. Lee Campbell, Marcus's brother.
The good one.
Obviously he likes him mate better. Righto. The next dog out is Sarah Lee with the Lee's Ice. Do not write this girl off. She is good. Righto.
100.
He's got 100 to go.
100.
400 straight up. 400. 400. 400 with the Lee's Ice. $400. 400. Anywhere in the room, I'll take the 10 if it helps. 400. $400. Sold. 400. Righto. Here's another local. Mitchell Jubb with the broken river catch. Righto.
Might be up, Tomo.
Righto, he's got 100 to go there.
Yep.
100 here. 100 on the catch. We've got 100 in here. 100. 200. 200 on the catch.
Yep.
3. 300.
You're out. Yep.
4.
5.
5. 500. 500. 500 on the catch. 500. No pressure, Brad. 500. 500 there. Sold to Lee Campbell again.
Well on, Lee. Goodbye.
Righto. The next one is going to be Marcus Campbell. With Evan Park. Oh, man.
Marcus Campbell, open it
And he's got the Golden Plains boy, he's got $100.
Hey,
100. 500 there. 500. 600.
What dog?
Duffy. $600 there. 600 $600. Righto. Take the 50. 600. Take the 50. Take the 20. No, 600. Oh, you all set? Let the drawer. You the drawer? Yep. 600 to the drawer. We'll Marcus down. Ash Carana, another local boy.
Zena.
With Go Getter Zena. On the famous Go Getter stud.
Woo!
This bloke's got his leg in a cast, but he can feel his little move.
Go on, Ash. Back yourself in, mate.
Who's got 100?
Go on, Ash.
Who's got 100?
Confidence.
Yeah, 200 there.
200 to Joe.
Oh, I took it off me. 200. $200. $200. 200. Come on, one more. I'll take your 50. Come on. You said? 1050. 1050. 1050. 250. Sold Astron. Righto. Travis Scott. He breathed this dog himself. He's driving River Bay. Like I said, this dog's a brother with some
half price.
Big jams in. He's got another brother in there. He's got another brother in this actual event. So get on the bay. Righto. He's got 100 to go on both.
That's 50 for you.
Right. Yes! You got 100. 100 there. 100 with the drawer. 100, and I'll get 100 down. $100 on bay. Come on, draw it in the ring. $100. $100 for bay. Any more? $100. $100. Sold to the drawer. Yeah. Right to the drawer. Righto. Adam James. With Jar Jar.
$40 last time when I come forward.
Never write this for you.
$5.
Go on.
100 for Mitch. 100 Mitch.
100 Mitch.
100 for stupidity.
200.
200 there.
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar. 250.
300.
300. 350.
400.
400.
Hey, just so you know, this is a Brad off.
600.
He's
600
down
for the
for it.
bear.
Knock it down to him.
600. $600 here today. 600.
Anyone else?
Teletubby, put your hand up.
Knock down to Watts.
600 away, Brad Watts. Right on. And the man himself is next, Brad Watts, with the native hot chili.
Oh, yeah.
He's second.
500.
I might just remind you, he got second last year in the Victorian.
No, he's due for a win.
Come out with a big score too.
I've seen him at Denny.
With a
The
big
red
score.
ribbon specialist.
Righto. He's due for a big one. Brad Watts with chili. Who's got 100 to go?
Yes.
Yes, 100. 100. 2. 200 there. 3.
600!
600 right there.
Here we go.
700.
7.
700 right there.
I don't know who's got the ticket actually.
Hey.
I don't know who's got his ticket.
800.
9.
900.
Hey, Jeff. I won $1,300 on this dog last year.
His hands up.
There you go.
Treat.
$900. $900.
Yes.
Sit down.
Righto. No present, Watsy. The next one is Sarah Lee again with the Lee's Rock. She's got the ice and she's got the rock. So the rock is a red hot form at the moment.
Jeffrey.
500 to go. That's
Let's
how good
get
she's
started.
going. $500 right there. $500. 500. Any bands on $500 on the Lee's Rock? 500. It's Sarah Lee. That's the jockey.
You that you, Dave, or not?
450 today.
550.
Anyone else? 550. 600. You got 600.
600 for the Lee's Rock.
7.
7 over here. 700. 700. Any more, Dave?
You're out, Dave.
$700.
I think Dave just got out of jail there.
$700. Sold to Mitch Jubb. Yep. Anyway, the next bloke out is none other than Mitch Jubb with the Hoskins River 5. Five's his red hot. It made the Australian final in Perth for 2 years ago. So we're talking really informed dog, local dog. So who's got 100 to go on that one? Yes. 100. 200. 200. 200. 200. 3. 300. 300. 300. The Broken River 5. 300. $300. 300.
On the phone.
We're at the top of the leaderboard.
Yes, 400. 400 for the 5. Let's make it 5 for the 5. $400. 400. $400.
Come on, Matty.
Sold to Mitch Jubb. Oh boy, mate. Righto.
Mitch is in trouble there. Kate's just throwing a can at him.
Coming out with the Giles Creek Clay. Like I said, this dog has won a lot of championships, a lot of opens. Sale there was in red hot form. We couldn't get around him. We had to come up with ways to do it, but this is the dog. Clay, he's got $100.
Yep.
There. 100. Clay. $100. I've got 100 over here. 80 minutes on 100. I'll bet 100. I'll bet $100 on Clay. I'll bet $100. 150.
Yep.
Yeah, Matty.
200.
2.
Yep.
50.
Yep.
3.
Yep.
Yep. Where's it at?
350.
350.
Sure.
You just told him 350.
I just trying to make trouble.
350. 350.
You're out.
350.
There's a spider on the back wall.
Sorry, sold the money. 350. 350. Righto.
I'm the most successful underbidder all night.
Next one is. Was that gold?
Yeah, I was out there. I
Mark
don't know.
Campbell.
Fella.
And he's got the native hut fella.
Fella. What's he?
Righto. Righto, he's got 200 to go.
500.
600.
6.
6.
You're out. 7.
8. 800 at the back.
8. We're at the back.
800. $800 for the farm.
9. Yep.
850.
850. Say, we'll go 9 again.
900. 900 there. 900. 900 bucks. 50. 950. $950.
Round it off.
Native hut.
Yep.
1,000. Woohoo! $1,000. $1,000. Brad Watch.
No, not Brian.
I'm his brother. Sean. Sean Campbell.
Good boy. Well born.
All on. Next one out is going to be Joe Spicer with the Broken River Bank.
300.
You got 300 to go. This is the dog that's knocking on the door. So 300 at the back. Broken River Bank. 300.
Yes.
400. Did you say 4 or 5? 4. 500 there. 500. 500. $500 over here for the Broken River Bank. 500. $500. Any advance on 5? I'll take your 50. On the Broken River Bank. Come on, this is the bloke that's won several Australians. $500. $500. Sold to Joe Spicer. $500. Righto. This is another dog from out at, on the High Plains here. Dog called Ace. He's in there. He's coming on a score of, I don't know, 84.5. Anyway, 84 and a half. Righto. He's got 100 to go.
Yes.
Yes. 100 here. 100 here. 100.
Ace.
Ace.
Yes.
2. 200.
Print money. Yes.
50. 250. 300. 300 here. $300. 300. 300 for Ace. 300. $300. Sold to Michelle. Righto. Now we're up to Drew Cudmore, the dearest win. This dog was in the Australian finals a few weeks ago. He is a former New South Wales champion. Dearest Slim. Who's got 100
Yep.
votes? Yes, 100.
Yep.
2. 200. 3. 4. 5. 6. 600 over here. 600. 600 over here. 600. I'll bet 600. $600.
You got half to pay, Brad. You're fine.
$600. So, is it Marcus or Roscoe? Roscoe, wasn't it? Yeah. $600. Roscoe. Righto. Here we go. The man himself, Ben Incha, with a dog called Hulk, a former Victorian champion and a multiple open winner. A dog called Hulk, one of the best dogs I believe in the form guide here today. Tomorrow. Right, who's got 100 to go and hold? Five.
I got 1,000.
1,000 straight up. $1,000. $1,000. $1,000 right there.
Where's the big boys now?
$1,000. $1,000 for the Hulk. Never wrote the Hulk off. $1,000.
Did you not see
$1,000.
this song this afternoon?
I'll take it.
Oh, Matty.
Thank you. $1,200.
There's pressure on Dean now, isn't there?
$1,200. Any advance on $1,200? $1,200. Sold. Have you got your name down?
Well
Did you put your name down? Did you put... Marcus's sister. Georgie, is it? Georgie, yeah. Sorry, Georgie. He never introduced us. Righto. Righto, now we're finishing off with a dog that has just won the last 2 Victorians, right? He's won the 22 Australian, and that is A.O. Doyle with cash. Surely there's some money this year.
500, Jeff.
600 straight up.
6. Yeah, 1,000.
1,000 straight over here. $1,000. 1,000 for the Irishman.
It's cash.
Believe me, he's the luckiest man in the state. $1,000. $1,000.
He can run high scores in the dark. He can do anything.
That's it.
Job, $1,000.
Next job's got $1,000 on the cash. Any advance on $1,000? Surely. Last time of the night. This is the final count. $1,000. Well, 1,100. 1,100. Mitchell. $1,100. $1,100. $1,100. $1,100. Sold to Matty Upton. $1,100. Now,
He dropped a bit tonight.
But his border dog could come up and pay cash price for this to work, and then we'll fix the drawers up, okay? So we need the people that have bought dogs to come up and pay cash. Thank you.
Take that over to Carl. I've got to let some sheep out. Just give it back to me.
I reckon there'll be a bit of money to go with.
It's from Dale.
What's that?
From Dale.
Oh, okay. So it's all for the study holder?
Yes. I'll see you later. By and by.
How much money do I earn? How much do I owe?
We'll have to work out who owns the dogs, though.
Yeah, that's...
We'll have to work out who owns the dogs and if they...
550. That's 550.
Travis.
So, hang on, we haven't got much light here,
So
guys.
he's paying 50 because he drew it at 800.
So, yeah, just wondering if you bought a dog, please come forward and pay the cash.
Sorry. I'm doing all these. Yep, what's it?
Shadow's still walking around. Catch. It's Michan. Cat.
Yeah, I saw them up there earlier.
Jumped in. I'll stop you.
Yeah.
Rightio, welcome back. who improve the final. Hopefully, Danny, everyone was on that same channel, was it? We switch over from the Calcutta to now. So, hope everyone got a bit of a laugh out of that. Matty Upton and some of Marcus's family dropped a little bit of coin there. So, well, the pool will be pretty good for the Calcutta there. Dan, welcome Dan Blanche. Special comments with us. So, special comments for this improver final. Starting off with James Fowler.
Yeah, I reckon he's got Roxy there, mate.
Yeah. So the judges, if everybody followed at home there, tried to do the best it could with the getting some audio and some visual for the judges' talk and a quick walk around for some that couldn't be here and some that might not have done it before. Hey, Danny. So, yeah, hopefully it was clear enough at home there. We tried our best, but the judges have asked for these sheep to be pushed past the end of the CopRice sign and before the competitor gets to the gate. So you can push them as far as you like, and then by the time he gets to that gate, they must be clear of the end of that CopRice sign. So basically on that yellow NDT sign if they can. So James is wandering off. So if Roxy can just push these sheep, James has probably got a little bit too much march on, so judges will see that pretty clearly there. So Dan, did you get a chance to walk around the judges' talk, or?
Oh, I just listened on Danny's headphones here, mate. So
beautiful. Yeah, no. So those sheep needed to be past the end of that orange CopRice sign, and James has just chosen to take it and go. So there'll be lots of points there for James, but we might be sort of interested more in getting on with the job and getting home, get a completed course, and not lose the put away. So sometimes you've just got to work out what you're better off losing and what's more of a penalty.
Yeah, I think they've gone with 12 minutes again for the improver final, mate.
Yep, and it's tight enough. You can't afford, James is probably well within his rights there to get on the march. You don't want to be wasting too much time because, the trail has been a bit tricky to unload, and your 12 minutes disappears pretty quick. A lot of walking in this course, as we said earlier. It's nice and wide, and we might have a few new viewers on now that weren't on earlier on. So it's quite a big wide course, a bit of walking here. So Roxy's working pretty hard. He's not really got anything there, Dan, that's looking to go in that pen, is there?
No, all the heads are facing the wrong way there at the moment, aren't they?
And they've been quite happy to challenge the dog and run around the handler there on the end of the gate. So the judges also too, if you missed the judges talk walk around, the judges asked for the gate to be touching you on the hip. So you can't stand out and hold on to the gate and make it a bit wider by standing further off. You got to be standing on the end of that gate with the gate touching your hip. So
yeah, Trav, I just seen through the day, I was watching the live stream, seen a few people just stand a little bit off it just to give themselves a wing.
The judges in that judges talk they didn't miss much. They made a comment there that if you are seen to be standing off that gate, it will be pointed. So they didn't miss much today. Those two blokes pretty switched on. It was a long hot day and a bit dusty, but by the sound of it, they didn't miss much.
Yeah, I was just wondering, a few people might have just taken it for the tactics of they've been pretty slippery past there all day. Yeah,
definitely, and making that a little bit wider, depending on what value the judges have put on that penalty for standing off the gate. If they see it to be a significant advantage, then it could have been pointed quite heavily. So there's probably some competitors tomorrow. A new judges talk, a new course will be set. Probably extra couple of sheep added, and so that'll be mentioned, I'm sure, again tomorrow. But there might be a few people sitting there wondering if they've just missed out on the top 25. It could have been the difference of standing on the gate correctly or not. So you got a good flow up here. They didn't want to go in that pen, but Geez, they've led down this drench race, all right. So James has got a free hit here. Roxy's just trying to deal with one at the back there, but he's sent her up the front. And so they need to be tied on this gate. So going back now, we've done the maiden novice and this improver final, they need to be tied up on that front gate. So James done a good job there, he's pretty happy. The dog needs to be up there by the time, so she sort of got there, so it depends how the judge has seen it. He's made an effort at least, so as you might notice, different to the open run today, there's a handful less sheep, so there's 12 out here now instead of 15 like we were working earlier on today in the open. So the trailer might not be quite as tricky. They were tight enough. An extra one sheep on that trailer would have made it very tight. So he's pulled him up there nicely. He's got to his gate. Judges want him on that top side. And they've been a bit tricky here, Dan, trying to bring him down this fence and trying to avoid those breaks past the handler. Got him shaped there pretty well. They're looking, but they still don't want to go in that yard. Done a good job there. He's a bit of patience and just rolled them in nicely, and Roxy will go in, clear that gate. I think James's daughter Lily's been trialling this dog a little bit lately, and obviously Lily probably couldn't get to this trial, so James is running Roxy in the championship, so he's done pretty well. He's got her into an improver final. Draft is same as earlier today in the open, just to make it not too tricky for the competitors. You keep mucking around with the draft, and it leaves a bit of risk for a misdraft. So first two out the side, last two out the side. So Roxy's pretty happy with herself there. She's the tail wagging. She's pretty comfortable. She's had a little bit of a slow start, but her and James have got on with the job here and got through the draft and the drench race pretty quickly, and out they come, and they'll be heading to the trailer. So that crowd, Dan, geez, the locals have all rolled in here. There's a hell of a lot of people here that have never been to a dog trial before, isn't there? It's a big turnout.
Yeah, Marcus and the boys, they've done well, haven't they? Here in Teesdale, getting it promoted around all the pages and getting a crowd to roll out. Yeah, no, it's good with the likes of muster dogs and things on the TV. It's a good opportunity for people to get out here and see dogs in real life, and it's been highly popular and highly successful, at Muster Dog Show, and running into their fourth season, I think. And it's been a great concept, and Neil McDonald and Helen Brains Trust behind that, and got Joe on board in the first year, and Broken River Bank will run in the top 25 tomorrow. He was the sire of the first Muster Dog pups, and he'll have a run here tomorrow. And so it's been a great concept, and now these people in Teesdale have been able to come out and see the dogs firsthand at what they do, and it's just a great atmosphere. There's a fire going there, and we had the Calcutta before, and a little bit of fun, and a few blokes probably by tomorrow I realise how much money they dropped on a few dogs there. Yeah, that's not quite usual for us, is it, Trav, to go with the Calcutta?
No, only championships. It's become a bit more of a popular thing the last couple of years at the championship, and auctioning a few dogs off, and just raise a little bit extra money, so then the spectators on the sidelines have got a vested interest. Then if you don't have a dog in the top 25 or top 10, you can sit there and barrack for somebody, and go home with a couple of dollars in your pocket. So
Yeah, I've seen Matty Upton there. He's quite active on the raffle tickets and in the auction.
Definitely. Look, I was pretty lucky. I put $20 into the raffle tickets and drew my own dog out in Bow, and because I drew his ticket, he only cost me $50 to buy him the Kolkata. So if I happen to score pretty well tomorrow and pocket some cash, I'll be thanking Matty Upton for his donation. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, that's thanks to Matty Upton there.
So he's done pretty well there. He's got him up on the trailer, and
looks pretty dark up in that trailer there, Trav.
Yeah. I think the camera probably doesn't quite do it justice. There's a little bit of, the light's pretty good there, and so it probably looks a bit darker than it actually is. But so yeah, hopefully they head to the light. They are merinos, so they've got a destiny. If you've worked with merinos, you know what I'm talking about, and they will want to run to the light. So they've been a bit tricky to unload here. Like I said, there's 3 less sheep than what we're working in the open first round earlier today. So there's a bit more room there, but they're certainly not easy to get off. You've got to make it happen. So we're out of time there with James. He's done a good job with Roxy, but he didn't quite get around there. So he'll lose half the trailer and the put away. So I'd like to really thank our judges, Tim Hall and Lee Michan. Big effort today to get around, and then these boys have had a little break while we ran the Maiden Novice final, and now they're judging the Improver final. They've had a massive day, but they're both up to it. They're seasoned campaigners, and well worked, right up to this task anyway.
I think the only thing they'd be missing is a bit of fun on the drinks tonight.
Yeah, the only problem for these 2 boys, I reckon, the first 2 won't touch the sides, but I reckon by the 3rd one they'll be ready to hit the pillow. I reckon they've had a big day, and they'll be set up for 35 runs tomorrow, and then a good dinner tomorrow night. So
yeah, a few kilometres on the course. I think I was talking to Timmy there yesterday. He covered a bit over 5 kilometres for the day.
Yeah, look, I reckon he's covered every bit of that today. He's had to be a bit of a dog too. Every now and then we've had a retirement or something. Timmy's had to chase a few off the course, and we have had a couple come out that were the wrong number, so he's had to chase them off so they could let a few more out to get it correct. And so, no, he's done some miles. Don't worry about that. He won't have to worry about footy training next week or so. So David Lee coming out now. David's not 100%, and we've got a dog there. We've got the Zeus. So Dave Lee and the Lee is Zeus. So Timmy's doing a few miles out there now. He just doesn't give up this bloke. He's like a Jack Russell, this fella. He just is at him all day. Imagine playing footy against this bloke. He just niggy all bloody day. He would be a pain in my ass if I was playing footy against Tim Hall.
Yeah, definitely there, Trav. I reckon I'd like being Adrian there at work.
Yeah, no, I'd be trying to get away from him, and he'd be right behind me all day going, I'm not fast anymore. He'd be just, be a bloke that would just niggle you all day. I reckon he'd have a bit of yap to him too. He'd be in your ear, he'd be giving you a bit more forward.
Yeah, I come from a bit of a different code there, Trav, but I reckon he'd be one of them fellas that'd get right under your skin.
Yeah, he'd just be hanging on to your jumper, like that other code that you blokes do. There's really not a lot of sense in that, let's face it. Us Victorians play a very much more sensible game of football. You blokes call it football, but you do a lot of throwing instead of kicking, so not sure it's really football, is it?
Oh, I'm on the rugby side. I think you might be talking about more like Brad over here, who's right into the rugby league.
Yeah, look, there's not a lot of difference really, rugby league and rugby union. Just rugby union, I don't think there's any rules, is there? That you can stomp on each other, you can eye gouge each other, you can headbutt each other, and it's all acceptable, isn't it?
Yeah, there's places to get away with that, Trav. Definitely scrums, rucks, and all that sort of thing. I'd say most of the time though it's your own teammate that's getting you.
Yeah, probably is too. And I'd say that actually rugby union there's probably nearly 50% kicking and 50% throwing, really, isn't there? In league, there's nowhere near as much kicking. It's quite boring.
Yeah, it's you get 6 tackles and go again in rugby union.
That's right. There you go. That's a bit like a participation award, really, isn't it? Like you just, oh no, we've had it for too long. These boys, we better give it to them to have a play with for a little bit.
Yeah, in the rugby you really have to earn it. If you don't have it, you have to get a turnover. So I suppose that's a bit more like the AFL. Like you really have to work. You have to turn it over and go again.
That's right. But let's face it, the AFL is far more superior than union. Really, like it's a lot classier and a lot more skillful.
And you have to cover a lot more kilometres.
That's right. You can fit into union if you're big and ugly. You can fit into union, you know, when you.
Yeah, well that suits me just fine, mate.
I would have been a good union player. Dave's done a good job there. He's filled his race really well, and he put him up the front like the judges have asked. He's rolled out, and Zeus has just gone around and upset that lead a little bit. There's a little bit of backwards flow there, so the judges have got their eye in after today. They won't have missed too much. They were keeping an eye on that. They'd be liking smooth stock flow, forward movement, not too much sideways. So, Dave's regained composure there, and Zeus is sitting now and will be ready to attack this next obstacle.
How do you see that, Trav? Like, I know they've asked that they said that you can cross, but there it might have just been sort of a bit uncontrolled.
Yeah, I'm more looking at that stock flow, the fact that the dog went around the front doesn't bother me. It's more the fact that they came backwards and then ended up off course. We're basically aiming when we come out of here for that white red river sign where they are now. So, the judges have stipulated that in the judges' talk. That's where they want the sheep there on that sign by the time you open that gate lap. So, the fact that they come backwards and then a little bit more sideways before they ended up on that sign. Not a massive penalty, but you've still got to reward dogs that can come out and do it properly. And so, Dave won't be too stressed. He's seen some campaigner and he realised it's only a couple of points there. So, Zeus composed himself again, go out of this yard and cleared this gate and reset himself for the next obstacle. So.
Yeah, as a probably, I've only been in it for a little while, but if you worry about the points you've lost, you only lose more.
Yeah, certainly. No. With other trials like me, you certainly count them as you're going. I look at things and I go, that mistake probably cost me this, but I'm still on the long trial. So if I don't do that, the rest of the run, I'm sitting right. So if you dwell on what didn't quite go right, you start to lose more and more. So
Dave's wrestling there with that one.
And the judges have given us the option too to, if we need to just put our hand in there to slow them down. They don't want to see heads or hips jammed in there, so Dave wasn't doing anything too untoward there, so just help the sheep backwards and out they come. So he's got his draft right. He's in his first last two outside. So he's done enough trial now. He's got himself set. He knows he's ticking along pretty well time, so he's not too stressed. So Box these sheep back up, and the judges talk have asked for these sheep to be just this side of the let out, but not close enough for the gate to influence when you open the gate to influence the sheep. But you also have to walk in a straight line from chain to chain. So Tim, you can see there, Tim standing there watching Dave walking a straight line to his chain. So something they mentioned in the judges' talk, and for any of you people sitting at home, aspiring trialers or new to the caper and thinking about it, but if the judge says it in the judges' talk, make sure you do it. If you don't, it'll cost you a lot. So they should have come on sort of on the wrong side of Dave. So I might see that as slightly off course. So still again not a massive penalty, but still we're looking for that 100-point run where sheep aren't going backwards or sideways, and we're always making forward progress in a smooth fashion. So Dave's got around, opened his gate onto the trailer, and As I said, anyone there at home sitting there watching this trailer footage looks quite dark, but it actually is a little bit better than that. But we're just not quite picking up that good light. But yes, you might think that there's not much there, but yeah, maybe there's a bit better light than that. So we can still see the outline there at home, so we're pretty right. We can see. So Dave's, that trailer's at an awkward height for most handlers. You're looking into, right into the side of the sheep. You really can't see over the top of them unless you're Mitch or Jeff. And any other shorties out there are a real disadvantage because you can't see much underneath either. So Zeus has got to the front there, and Dave's trying to shape him a little bit. And as I said before, there were 3 less sheep than in the open first round here for the final of the Improver, and they were tricky enough when the trailer was full, but they're certainly not any easier with 3 less. So he's got over there and bumped that sheep, and there's a nice flow off there now, so off they roll. Zeus has gone around the break and flow there, so the judges won't miss that. We've got him off there. Dave's done pretty well. Still got himself plenty of time up his sleeve, so there's no stress there. He's at 4 minutes. He's got a heap.
Looks like they must have got a bit of water on that on the force pens and that. Have they?
Yeah, they did. It was very overdue. Poor Timmy Hall was sitting there sucking on dust all afternoon. That northerly wind was coming in, blowing straight in his face. So they put a bit on there. So Zeus come around and just pulled that lead up. So Dave be happy with that. We've just got to have enough room to walk along this fence. So there's no real set-up position as long as it's not stuck behind the gate in the corner and they're not off course. So Dave's managed that pretty well. He's put him in a good position there, be able to open that gate and slide him in there. So in the Maiden novice final, these sheep weren't quite sure about going out that gate. It's pretty dark out there now and light on course here, so this may have to do a little bit of work. Earlier on today during the daylight they went out there pretty well, but they're all looking, off they go. Plenty of time up his sleeve, so Dave's got it done and he'll be happy he made the final and put a score on the board and just let the others see what they can do when they come out. So
Yeah, just about under 3 minutes left, Trav, I think.
yeah, no, he's done pretty well. That trailer's been tricky, and like I said, 3 less sheep doesn't make it any easier, and he managed that pretty well. Next out on course, we have Mitch Jubb.
Or where's Wally, I'd like to call him.
Yeah, look, he does. There was a comment earlier today that he does look a bit like a landscaper, in a way, with his khaki shorts, and he's. I really don't know what them shoes are. I'm questioning what they are. Some sort of slide, some sort of loafer shoe.
Yeah, I think we'll go loafer. You've been calling them all day, yeah.
Yeah, I think loafers. Then the glasses. He's had to trim up with the beard and the hair, and I like to think he looks far more intelligent now than he did before when he looked like Forrest Gump.
I heard you said 10%, but I'd have to say more than 10%.
Yeah, look, I think as the days got on, he certainly he's grown in intelligence. I think he's not made any real mistakes today, and we got on the microphone together, and I'll back him. His commentary is pretty good, so I think them glasses have definitely improved more than 10% of his intelligence, I reckon.
Yeah, I think
we might
be up on
beer cans at him before for bidding too much for dogs. So we won't ask Kate for her comment.
Yeah, his has gone up, and maybe hers has slightly come down. I don't know.
Well, her opinion of him's come down, I'm sure, after him getting glasses and loafers and khaki shorts.
Yes, the real dad look, I'd say.
Yeah, look, I don't know. The Forrest Gump look was very homeless. Like, let's face it, the beard and the man wasn't really doing anything for him. That wasn't setting no trend. So
I think he used to rock a few dreads, did he not?
Well, they might have. They probably did get the dreads eventually. He had the man bun. I thought that was quite trendy, but I think that was just sheer laziness more than anything.
So he's running catch here, is he?
Yeah, he's a broken river catch, and as we said earlier on today, there's a lot of Broken River representation out here, and Dale and Carolyn done a great job. And this little dog's got all the traits that Broken River dogs display. So as we see her go around, she certainly won't take a backward step, and she'll be positive. She'll be trying to get on with the job. So Mitch, the sort of dog that suits Mitch, especially his line of work as a stock contractor and crutching contractor. So does a lot of landmarking and things. So he needs good, positive dogs. And you know, if you, as a contractor myself, if you've got dogs that are too rough on stock, you don't get a job back. And so Mitch and Kate work really hard and quite proud of their business and the way they handle their stock, and they're very professional. So catches, the dogs are the selling point really of that. You can't crutch sheep or process lambs until you can get them through the handler or through the draft and get them to the machine. So you really, the dogs are an integral part of any contracting business. So thank God for Mitch that Kate does the initial rating of these dogs and the decisions of what to breed, what to do, and Mitch gets the luxury of being able to work some of these dogs. So
yes, it's been interesting. I sold Mitch a dog called Mitch, so yeah, that's been good. So she was Kate was looking after that dog, and he wanted to call it Jimmy.
Yep.
And she's gone off, and every time she fed it, she'd, "Good boy, Mitchy."
Yeah, the only time she'd say the two words in the same sentence, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely, Trav.
Well, he's done that pretty well. He's rolled them in there nicely. And we saw earlier James Fowler had a little bit of trouble to get those sheep to look in that pen. And so just getting to some good points there. And she, Catch there, didn't give the sheep any opportunity to have a look at any exit and put him straight in there. So you can take a breath now. He's in the pen. And he's, every time you save those valuable seconds getting in that pen and get yourself set up. And so on to the next obstacle. So he's got a lovely lead down here. These lights, huge shadows and everything. Anybody that all that complains about shadows and things affecting livestock and stuff like that, really, for me, they're just excuses. You've got a good positive dog, and the dog doesn't niggle the sheep too much. You see here, there's plenty of shadows and stuff out here that these sheep would normally be camped up now out in the paddock, and so a good positive dog and get to the right positions can create flows. So it's not something that's really a big issue, I don't think, and sometimes it's more handle or excuse than anything else. But he's done a great job there, flowed down up on the gate nicely. He's handled that really well.
Although, Trav, you'd have to agree that in the Australians there was that draft, and that was really giving people trouble with the shine on that bright tin.
This is at Lucendale. Yeah, it's interesting, that draft. You come straight out of Dream Race, you think they'd feed straight in there. I've worked there quite a few times. I've judged the South Australian Championship there, and you think that sheep come straight out and spew straight down that draft. And they still take a little bit of work. It's probably quite deep. You get down there and there's a few gates to open too, so by the time you muck around and get all that done, it can take a little bit of work. One at Lucendale.
I think it'd have to be the most gates in Australia. You'd have to open there.
It is. They've done a good job of minimising that. But if we look at it as a dog trialling, as replicating what we do at work, that's pretty somewhere. It's the guys, the committee there is constantly trying to work on that, and they've made some good adjustments this year for the Australians, and I thought it worked pretty well for most. It gives all elements. It's got a big pickup yard, it's got a big delivery yard, so like a little bit of cover, and big long green space to fill, and the bridge to head home, so it's got plenty else to it.
Even that and that trailer, it's a bit different to most trailers that you'd find in any other yard dog trial.
Yep. Yeah, it's filled inside. The sheep get up there and find that they've got nowhere to go. So it is. It's a bit tight. Before they put the extensions on the top, I was a victim to losing a sheep over the top there one time. Drove all the way from Gippsland and drove home with the tail between my legs. But that's the luck of the draw.
Yeah, that's trying at the end of the day, isn't it?
100%. Mitch has done a good job here. made this draft look pretty easy and out and on the way. So he's had a good delivery into the drench race, filled that. Time-wise, he should have plenty up his sleeve. He's got the sheep in a good position here, and so he can just keep things together and not blow them up. So he's just bumped them out of his way so he can walk across with his loafers there. He's shuffling across.
He looks pretty comfortable, doesn't he?
He looks like he's on his way to a bingo night or something, doesn't he, really? Like he's got his glasses, he's got his loafers. All he's really missing is his bingo. They have one of the big things they have there, bingo that mark their card. They're pretty, you go to bingo, they're pretty aggressive, some of them people at bingo. If you're a newcomer and you get bingo before they do, holy hell, that's so. Yeah, I'm sure they like Mitchie to be able to lift and carry heavy things and reach high things that other people can't. So I reckon they'd be pretty popular at bingo, I reckon. His khaki shorts and his loafers and his lovely haircut. So Catch rolls around, he's got his gate open, and shake him up a little bit. And, so these Broken River dogs are pretty positive. They want to get on with the job there, and so she'll be looking to get a flow. And Mitch has called her up, give something to start. She's having a bit of a look. So yeah, rolled them and sorted them. Microphone change, my battery's gone flat, so tech man Danny Rubin's done a fantastic job today by juggling everything. He's got that many buttons and cords in front of him, I tell you what, and we don't want to let any of us near it. We will absolutely wreck everything he's got there. So Mitch is on the trailer there, got himself set up. So he sent Catch right to the front. He's standing on the corner. I don't know how the judges will see that. He's probably not on the outside edge of the corner of the trailer, so I'm not sure he's quite correct. But anyway, he's standing still, so he's got him shaped up now. They're looking to head down the ramp. Catch done a good job. Now can we find some? Yeah, they still want to see their mates. Oh, he's coming back up the ramp with it. Done a good job there, Mitch. To work that pretty well. And I said 3 of their sheep hasn't made it really a lot easier. It's been a tricky obstacle all day, so sheep wants to take Catch back on, but he's emptied that pretty well. He's done a good job there. So done a good job there, big fella. He's come around, he's on the march. He's probably a bit stressed, but he's got plenty up his sleeve. He's got 4 minutes, so no need to panic too much.
Stop.
He'll realise he's pretty comfortable with his time, so drifting up the course here, and Mitch wants it to go the other way, and has drifted up the course, so the judges will score that accordingly. So he sort of had a little bit of a disagreement with her, but she's picked him up. They're coming down now, and he's done pretty well. Points off there for off course, but nothing too major. Yeah, we're just happy to get a completed course, get a score, and put it on the board. So he's done well. You can hear some applause from the crowd here. There's still a great crowd of people here. There'll be well over 100 people here at the moment watching. So they've done well, done really well. go, Marcus Campbell.
Got Appetite Duffy on course there now.
So you've got Duffy there, and a bit of pressure on the big fella here. He's one of the organising committee, and he's really put a lot of effort into this. They had a vision there over 12 months ago to run a big trial here, and had a test run 12 months ago, and run it here. So it's really hard to run a trial and to convene and to run dogs and make finals. So he's done a good job, and he's got a few hecklers in the crowd here at the moment. He's got some family members and whatever here giving him a little bit of grief. So, and then his partner in crime, Brad Watts, will not be giving him any leeway whatsoever. So there's a good bit of banter between those boys in there, Dan.
Oh, I'd have to say his dad's probably the biggest banner there.
His dad's a cracker, isn't he? He's put a bit of pressure on him. He's bought a couple of dogs in the cold cutter of Marcus's, so there's a lot riding on this. His dad's dropped a bit of money tonight, so Marcus is a pretty cool customer, though. He's not going to be too stressed. He'll just go out there and do his normal thing. So a little breakaway there is not going to cost him too much. So these sheep have been tested and extremely hard to get around this course without any of those breaks. These sheep keep asking the question, so it's not a lack of ability or anything. In some cases, these sheep just keep asking. Look at that lovely work, just popping back in there, and now he's the same sheep there. Just let him straight in. There was no exit. I'll just go in this hole here instead. So great bit of work.
I think you nearly have to have that dog that, like, the sheep asks the question, but if your dog picks it, puts it back there, they respect that and they move on.
Definitely that sheep did that then. She came out pretty hard and asked a question, got turned back in, and she didn't, that little dog didn't go in to try and bite or do anything. She just went in, blocked properly and rolled back, and that she, well, I'm looking for an exit. And just went straight in that yard, so lovely bit of clean work there.
Yeah, they're pretty, even from last year, I came here and did the novice trial, and they asked the question of the dog. They haven't changed.
No, look, they've been tremendous trial sheep. Woolbrook have put on a great venue, and these sheep are fit and fair, for everybody, and to have fresh sheep for every run so far today, and even in this final, these are still fresh sheep. This is 1,000 sheep viewed yesterday and today to do run the Open and then into this Improver final. So, extremely rare to be able to get that. So, here we go. He's probably got a free hit here. We had this situation happen once earlier today where the gate wasn't quite shut properly, and so judges allowed play on. So if you're watching at home, Tim Hall just give him the nod and said just play on. So he backed it, he filled it, he got the sheep up the front. He only had to go up and open the gate. So he gets that as a free hit. So you'll take them every time, wouldn't you, Dan?
Perfect situation there in the trial, but at home, if you're going to drench them, you might be a little bit peeved off.
Yeah, look, if you're at home and they've drenched ones boxed up with undrenched ones, you might be a bit upset. But for the intensive purpose of this exercise, he's allowed to play on. No reruns. I don't reckon the judges will. If anything goes wrong tonight, I don't reckon there'll be any reruns awarded. I think they've seen enough runs today. These two judges, they've done plenty of walking.
Yeah, and it's been 9-10 at night. I think their lips are getting pretty dry, I'd say.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. Both these boys, they like a drink too, and they've been pretty disciplined. They haven't touched anything yet, so I'm sure they'll annihilate a couple of beers, have a shower, and hop into bed pretty quick, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely there.
So these sheep just facing up there to Duffy and asking the question, and a little bit of uncharacteristic tail turn there, just a bit of pressure and not sure what to do. So Marcus has just given her a little bit of a just steady up there and be a bit more sensible. So just rolling off ever so slowly.
They ask the question on every leading into every force, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they do. They, there's no free hits with these. You really, these sheep have been very, very fair. They ask the question, if your dog doesn't have it, they'll take advantage of it, and if your dog's got the answers, then the run can be made to look a lot easier. So no, but they don't. There's been no free hits out there today. So he's flicked his gates open, Duffy around the back there, and there we go, he's got a couple down there and breaking flow. So judges will see that.
That's a bit different where those sheep have settled up there, isn't it?
Yeah, there's one run there today with Dave Bishop where the sheep did that when he had a break in flow like that, and when he came out and he went all the way to the trailer and left the two behind. So it was a tricky situation. He didn't look around to see him, and judges aren't obligated to tell you. It looks like Marcus's ones are going to box back up together and help him out, but Dave's ones didn't do that, and every time Dave worked the sheep into this force yard for the trailer, there was technically a cross. So you have to point it as you see it, and they've allowed a working cross but not a genuine cross. So in Dave's situation, he was pretty stiff. Those two sheep didn't want to come down and box up with the others, so Marcus whipped her out and got around these and put them back together, and he's got on the march a bit, so he's just got to push these sheep out of his way. And you see our judge Tim Hall there watching Marcus. He said in the judges' talk, "I do not want you to be walking a banana around them sheep. You must walk in a straight line or else." And as you can see, Tim Hall's in a pretty good position there to keep an eye on that. He's not missing much.
I reckon Marcus has kept a pretty straight line there.
Yeah, he's done well, and it didn't influence his stock either as he walked past them. They didn't move an inch, so he got away with that. Judge will reward it. Not every time do you get away with it like that, but he's got away with that. Done work well, so maximum points and move on. So
I reckon he did pretty well because he had a fair march on there.
Yeah, look, and judges are pretty, at this level, onto your speed of walking. If you're marching pretty hard like that and you decide to change your speed and slow right down, then there'll be some points taken. So he set his pace and he kept up with it, and he just had him out of his line far enough, and then they didn't move off him either. So he's done pretty well.
Yeah, just had the dog right in the right position there to get him out of the road.
Yep, no, he's done a good job. So he'll be tracking all right for time too. He got all his sheep over the line there, so he sneaked the dog in and yeah, depends. He might have just got away with that a little bit. There was some noses hanging over the line there, but he's just taken advantage of that and got on with the job. So, but no, he's got his sheep settled fairly well. So we'll see what Duffy can shape up here.
Marcus has had a really good good load and unload there, very quick.
So he done a good job there, Marco. He got it off the trailer with not too much trouble at all. They pulled them up nicely, steering. As long as he can get along this fence, he's get past his sheep without influencing them. So he's pulled them up nicely. He's got them set up pretty well. Heading to his put away. He's got a bit of time up his sleeve, so a bit of a chance to set him up and flicked his gate open, steered them nicely, and have a bit of a look, and off they go. Good job, Marcus.
Here comes Ash Karuna with Go Getter Xena. Again, I'd say he'd probably be regretting being in that moon boot. He's got another long trek ahead of himself.
He probably couldn't have found himself at a worse trial having a moon boot with the amount of walking he's got to do, but he'll suck it up. He made a final. He's got a chance to get a ribbon, so championships pay pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I think he'd only wish it he was on the moon, I suppose.
Yeah, look, I haven't actually heard the story behind what he's done, but I know he's right into his footy, so there's a fair chance he's injured himself playing football. So we've all got to suck that up every now and then. But he's had his dogs entered, so he's honoured that, and he's come along and he's given him a run. He's made a final, so been worth the effort.
Yeah, I heard you talking about it earlier in the day. He might have got leather poisoning. Was that right?
I reckon he's the #1 star for Penshurst Footy Club. For all you interstaters, that's real football, not the other stuff you guys do. And so, yeah, I think he had something like 65 kicks, and that's what he's done. He's just worn his foot out, so he just put it on ice for a week or two and just give the opposition a bit of a chance. So he's a bit of a gun star down there. They all love him down there. He's got posters on the wall of himself. I think that's only his bedroom, but he's #1 star at Penshurst. Ash.
Yeah, I think he's leading all the stats there. Goals, kick, disposals, everything.
Most definitely. Best hair. You know, he's got it all at the moment. So, no, look, he's a fierce competitor. He's another one of the young up-and-coming. Hasn't been trialling for a long time and, knows how to handle a dog, and sold an equal top price dog at Caston last year. And so, no, he's very accomplished. He's another one nipping at the heels. There's plenty of them coming through the ranks, so it's very, very competitive to make a final in Victoria at the moment. He's done well to make this final.
Yeah, I think Trav. The only thing that seems to hold him back is the old draft.
Yeah, look, it can be a bit of a hindrance for some. It's one of those things that's the only thing that we actually have a impact on as a handler. The rest of it we can call what we want, and if the dog ignores us, we can blame the dog or whatever. But if you muck up the draft, that's nothing to do with the dog. That's the handler. You do the walk of shame and own it. So yeah, look, you get on top of that and a bit more experience and a little bit less nerves, and he'll be right. But Joey's 5-6-time Australian champion, and I still see Joe muck up a draft regularly. So it doesn't make you immune, no matter how many runs you have.
Yeah, and as a younger competitor in the sport, coming into it, you go, there's a lot of pressure, but then you see Joey muck up on the draft, and you go, it's not just me.
No, 100%. Sometimes pressure at different times can get to people, and so Dale Thompson's been trialling for well over 20 years, and Dale made a mistake today on the draft. So, I've seen Joe misdraft at Australian Championships, and I've seen him draft a little tin pot trial in the back of nowhere. So, it's no one's immune to it. So we're all human, and so no, you just go home, and at least a misdraft you can fix. So you just go home and make sure you don't do it again.
Yeah, definitely. She's just having a little trouble here with the sheep just facing up here a little bit.
Yeah, so, as the days got on, they sort of didn't give too much trouble at this obstacle earlier today, but, now it's night time, it's dark, there's a shadow there or two, and, sheep are sort of like, well, we'd rather head home. They don't know where they're going. These sheep are not recycled, so they haven't been around here today, so, putting them into a pen a bit darker than out in the open, so a little bit extra work to do, but now they're improver dogs. The next step, if whoever wins this is going into a genuine open dog, so they need to be ready to handle that. So it's a good test.
Yeah, a few crowd numbers around this side of the course too that always plays into it, but everyone's been really respective of the fence there. Yeah,
no, look, it's this course has been built extremely well. I think there's been a lot of thought put into it, and the trial last year that they ran here is a bit of a precursor for this, and I think they've done a great job setting this course up. There's plenty of room and plenty of opportunity for dogs to display their best skills, and plenty of room for sheep to look for an exit, and we want those dogs that can cover and hold and drive a lead at the same time, and come around and flank a mob and be able to drive a lead and still hold their mob together. So I think this course and these sheep have really displayed that this weekend. I think it's been it's a good trial so far.
You'd have to say that he's done a pretty good job there, filling that in about one go.
Yeah, no, not many have been able to do it in one go like that. He's done a good job there, Ash. And so that sheep come out and just stumbled in the dirt there, so he's called his dog, pulled her up and just allowed them sheep to get back together, and good stockmanship there. I think he's done that very, very well, and just because you have a little bit of trouble in one spot, like he did getting them in, you no need to panic, as you just keep working away, and then the next minute he's got through the drench race and out he goes, and he's probably caught back up on the time he lost. So
yeah, and again he's got a pretty good barge up on the with that moonbird on.
Yeah, I reckon he must have had some painkillers this afternoon. I reckon, in the form of some VBs or something like that. Probably he's walking a lot freer than he was earlier today. So
yeah, by the end of it, he's a little bit stiff there.
Either that, or he needs to get on and get going a little bit. He did buy his own dog in the Calcutta, and Joe twisted his arm, so he's got to make up for that.
Just a little bit of a tail turn there, Trav.
Yeah, just that little bit extra pressure. Now these sheep are faced up again. The dog had a good run through the drench race, but now these sheep are asking the question again, and so she's just feeling that pressure a little bit. And so these are all things we learn. We take our work dogs along to a trial, and depends what we did in the early training and what comes out later on, and we just make sure we don't make them same mistakes on the next round and minimise that. We might have let her get away with that or put too much pressure on her as a young dog at work, and then now we come out here and we're a bit exposed. So she's put him in a final, so she's had a good run earlier on today, but they're things you take away and make sure you don't do to your next dog.
Yeah, definitely. Like I found that I had a young dog there that I was putting a little bit much pressure on, and she'd wear on the course, so I found that if I took that pressure off her, and
Yeah, look, all those things you don't know until you get out there, and you that's where you got to have a good hard look at yourself and what mistake you made. It's not necessarily the dog, it's what we've done in training or what we've allowed them to learn. So little things like putting pressure on dogs when they're coming through a gateway can really bring you undone out here when you're trying to work in close proximity with the dog. And so you learn all those things as you go along, and you put less pressure in some of those areas, and you end up with a dog hopefully that you've done a good job on and gives you good success and enjoyment trial.
Yeah, definitely. So every dog's different in your team, and every dog's different. He's going to struggle with this. He's going to, because what's he going to do here, Trav?
Well, look, depends what the judges want. So to do this, there's two options here. He can either put the dog in the front and send the sheep backwards through the obstacle, which costs you a significant amount of points for the sheep getting to the back of the obstacle, or let him back out and go round again. Now is misdraft, so he needs to get that obstacle right. So his other option would have been to come out and go back around and put them all back in and do it again, which chews up a bit of time. So the judges set the standard earlier in the day that with a misdraft like that they cracked them off. So they've stuck with the same format now. I don't blame them. It's pretty late in the evening, it's misdraft. So they've marched him. So it's bad luck for Ash, and he'll live to fight another day and go round again next time. So done well though. He's made himself an improver final, and anytime you make a final on championship weekends, good final.
Yeah, I suppose that's the aim, is to make the final, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. So, when Bree was in my camp, and I still talk to her quite regularly, but I quite often say to Bree, if you're regularly making finals, then you're giving yourself a chance. If you're not making finals, you've got no chance. So, don't be unhappy to make a final and not win. If you're regularly making finals, and at some stage you'll be there, and the others will fall down around you. It's not a matter of luck. You've got to create your own luck, and you've got to keep putting yourself in there in that position. But eventually the others fall down around you, and if you be consistent, then you'll come out on top.
Yeah, so we've just got Rob Hart coming on with Glencairn Duke.
Yep, this is Duke. The first time I'd seen Duke today, so I didn't know Rob had this dog, and he's done a good job to make this improver final. He worked pretty hard today, and it's the first time I've seen Rob for a little while. He's suffered for quite a long time, severe back injury, and tried to get that right, and I nearly didn't recognise him when I seen him today. He's dropped a few kilos, and he looks well, and his back doesn't look to be giving him any trouble. So look out, everybody. Now he's fit and healthy. He's a former Tasmanian championship winner multiple times, and he knows how to train a dog, and he's judged many championships. And so if he's fit and healthy, and he's been judging plenty of us young people. I've put myself in that young category too, although I'm well out of that bracket. But he'd been judging and watching dogs from the judging's point of view, and he's certainly stayed in touch with this modern form of trialling. So I wouldn't put it past Rob to be able to go home and put that into a dog and replicate that. So he's a bit of a smoky to watch for the next 12 months.
I know a little bit about this dog. So Gary Sharrock had this dog, and he had Gov, so they've done a swap.
Okay. Look, I think they're both. Poor Gaz's back has inhibited him from doing too much trialling too, but certainly a bloke who knows how to win a championship, and judged a few and won. So he's a bloke. Gov, talking to him today, Gov's by my bow, and he's a very positive sort of dog, and Gaz loves him, but just unfortunately for Gary with his back, he doesn't always get an opportunity to run him as many trials as he would like to. So they're good, honest dogs, and these two blokes are good, fierce competitors, and this is what's happened with this sport, is that it's such good fun. A weekend like this, around the fire and have a couple of beers, and everyone enjoys themselves, and these blokes still want to be part of it, come along with one dog, and it's not about winning, it's about being here this weekend, catching up with mates and having a chat.
Yeah, that's definitely it. With I suppose a bit more men's mental health and just mental health in general, just getting up and catching up with mates, and with similar ideas and mentality, I suppose.
Yeah, look, anyone that's had dogs long enough knows that their best work's always done out in the field when you don't have a camera out of your pocket. You try and set it up and get a video so you can show your mates. It's never the same. So you can't expect to come along here and produce your best work here either. And so you come along and you roll the dice, and at the end of the day, we're all passionate about what we do and about dogs and stock. And he's done a good fill there. she's neat and tidy there. This should be a good race to drench that one. So no, look, the mental health side is always good to get out and catch up with a few mates and talk dogs, and yeah, weekend like this is you know, invaluable really. So come out of the, been dragged out of the race there, and judges wouldn't be too unhappy about that, but he didn't go back in, and he went along the side of the race. So still the sheep flowed out, so judges might see that as okay and let game on. May have been minor loss of points, the fact that he didn't want to go back in and he went along the side. So that's, yeah, these two experienced judges will see that as they do and point it accordingly.
I suppose there, Trav, like he didn't bugger off and go annoy the other stock. He's gone up the side of the race there, so maybe a little less.
Yeah, definitely. Like in my opinion, he didn't refuse to go in. He just poked along the side there and didn't do anything wrong. So look, I wouldn't have personally had a problem with it. He got dragged out. So yeah, you sort of got to give him an opportunity. He didn't go off and, like you said, work the other sheep or anything like that. So he stayed there. So no, I would be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's just settled on these sheep nicely and just bumping them a little bit. He's got a couple there challenging him. They're just a bit reluctant to go into that pen today. They were all right. So whether it's a little bit dark out there and they're not that confident to go in that pen, but yeah, a little bit of extra work, which probably hasn't gone astray for the judges, just to help sort the top from the bottom. So.
Yeah, so Rob just starts the start of the process here of the draft. He's starting to shape his the sheep up pretty well there. Ooh. Looks like he's got him pretty tight there on that gate there, so he's just got a lead now. And if you haven't been on the live stream, the draft is first two out and the last two out. The rest are good to go forward. The sheep here in the open that have been drafted out of just starting the box back together. And Rob's successfully boxed them sheep together. He's just going to bump them out of his road there, so he's got a straight walk to his next gate. So he's just asked them to be this side of the the let out gate actually. Looks like he's just keeping this mob of sheep just in control. He's just got a few heads there, just looking now. It just looks like he was watching that dog, because I do know this dog, and he's a bit of an alpha male, so just making sure he's not winging on course, because that'll be a deduction of points. Just starting to get ahead there looking. Just starting to get a flow there now. It's okay, I know that. Yeah, I've got no more. Looks like we've got a head there. We'll start to get a bit of a flow outwards. It does seem to look like with this today, watching it, even if you did get a flow, you still had to back it. But tonight, once you've got a flow, they do seem to flow off pretty well. Rob's still got plenty of time there, with 2 minutes just remaining. So Rob's just got to make sure that he doesn't impede his stock here. They haven't asked so much for him to be placed up in the right spot in the improver final. Rob's got him placed here well for the put away. He opens the gate, ready to send them home. They've been fighting this a little bit with being a little bit darker back in the put away. And they've just given in to the pressure that Duke's put in. And that's done. Time done. Good work, Duke.
Have been up there since 7:30 this morning with a 30-minute break. Well done, guys. Appreciate it. Doesn't go unnoticed. A huge effort. Our live commentary.
Thank you very much for the improver final. That'll be our last dog out. We'll crunch some numbers and find our improver final finalists. So tomorrow morning, Saturday, we'll be starting at 8 o'clock. I'll hand you over to Danny with any more information.
That's all I know. So we'll be live on YouTube tomorrow morning, and we shall catch you then.